All right, let's start.
Welcome back to the Gen Z Speaks podcast. Today, I am Matt Gutierrez. Over there, co-host Ibrahim Ahmed, and we got Mr. Mo or Mohamet Diop.
Hello. Appreciate you guys having me on.
Yes, sir.
Introduce yourself to everybody.
Yeah, man, where do I start?
We know you, but yeah.
My name is Mohamet. Born and raised Los Angeles, native, West African, Senegal descent. Man, I am very honored to be here, sitting next to you two.
Yes, sir.
You guys
Likewise.
have been doing this, for a while. I've actually always wanted to be on a podcast.
Nice.
Just because I talk a lot. I feel like there's like a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
But it's like, you guys have everything set up, the logistics and all of that. So, more power to you guys, bro. I'm just here to compliment whatever you guys have going on.
Here we have it.
Yeah, here we are.
Let's start with the most important question. What's the meaning of life? Go.
Ooh, I love that one.
Super easy question, simple, nothing too deep.
Crazy thing is, the easiest questions are the hardest to answer.
Yeah.
They are.
It's like, tell me about yourself, like in interviews, I don't know. But the meaning of life.
By the way, when you talk, make sure that the mic is a little closer.
Closer?
Yeah.
Right here?
Don't move
Okay.
it around as much. Yeah, there you go.
Cool. The meaning of life, man. I think the meaning of life is what you make it. Honestly. I think life is deceiving.
Yeah.
So I think it's really about what you personally make it, My definition of life is different from yours
Correct.
and different from Ibrahim's. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you mean deceiving? Expand on that. He said life can be deceiving. In what way?
It's an illusion. Like, when you just think about it, like let's start here. Every time I'm on an airplane,
Yeah.
I'll give you this. Every time I'm on an airplane and I look out, I'm like, dang, like the world is really nothing. Like, if you think about it.
Okay.
You feel me? Because, like, when you're on an airplane, you get to really see, like, the whole landscape. As
Okay.
opposed to, like, when you're actually,
Down
living down here, you're very pixelated, like, with what's going on. Like, you don't really see the big picture.
Okay, so what you're saying is when you're on top of the airplane looking down, you realize how small we are. And because we're so small, we're kind of nothing. That's what you're trying to say?
Yeah, but, just our view on life.
Yeah.
Like, we're focused on, like, the
Mini. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, I get you.
What's close. And, at the end of the day, the curtain's closed, right?
Yeah.
And nobody knows when that is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's deceiving just because, like, we spend more time, most of us, underground than we do on top. So it's like, when you think about it that way, it's like, dang,
Yes.
Yeah.
life
That's
really
so
is
true.
deceiving. Like, think about the people that have came.
Dude, you know what's
Bro.
crazy? Most people, like, I don't want to say most people, but a lot of people I talked to recently, they've been like, I just spent, like, the last week almost 24 hours inside, whether it was inside my house, inside my car, going to my work, which is inside. Nobody's spending time, like, no, I don't say nobody, sorry, but, like, a lot of people aren't spending time outside actually seeing, like, the world that we're actually living in, right? And everyone's kind of inside, whether on their phone, doing their work, but not really, embracing the planet, not embracing, like, where we live, which is crazy.
Well, I think a lot of people do want to go outside, but because we have so many distractions inside,
Yes.
we just can't go outside. Because for some people, it's more entertaining to be inside on your phone, on your devices,
And it's
than
easier.
the outside. Yeah.
It's easier to be inside, right?
Yeah.
Chilling on your bed, going through TikTok.
I think we're used to comfort.
Yeah.
That's really what it is,
That's big facts, dude.
Yeah.
We're really used to comfort. That's honestly, like, we know, I talked about this before in the pod, but, like, that's my biggest fear in life, being comfortable, like, with where I'm at. Once I'm comfortable, complacency, dude. Once I'm complacent, I'm like, where's my meaning now? Like you just said, we all have different meanings, right? Like, where's my meaning in this world if I don't want to continue growing or being better?
100%. Yeah, exactly. Life is literally about meaning. Like,
Yeah.
everyone's definition is different,
Right.
so
Yeah, we talked about this before too.
Yeah.
You want to talk about your meaning?
Well, before we go, I think time also flies when you're inside. Because if you go on your phone, especially on TikTok or Instagram, it's a spiral.
Yeah.
Like 3 hours later, you'll be like, oh, I haven't moved.
yeah.
But on the outside, I think time goes by faster. Is that just me? Because I feel like whenever I'm
Slower.
outside doing stuff, no, time goes by slower. You're right.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
time goes by slower. Time goes by faster inside. Yes.
I see what you're saying. You're just saying like when we're sitting in one space looking at a screen and a video, it does go by fast because it's like right. You're watching a 3-minute video, but you're not thinking about it in 3 minutes. You're just thinking about what's happening now until the end of the video, where it's going.
Yeah.
Right. But when you're outside, you're like experiencing it in the now. And when you're experiencing it in the now, you're not looking for like a destination or like what's gonna happen. It's just you're living.
Yeah, exactly. I think when you're inside, also, like I said, like it's that comfort. When you're outside, like you're much more present.
Yeah.
With the world, you know.
That's facts.
When you're inside, it's like you don't really care about what your neighbor's doing or whoever's like whatever.
Yeah.
Who's outside walking their dog, whatever's going on, you feel me?
You're
not
right,
thinking
bro.
about that. But when you're outside, you're like, oh, okay, you're aware. You see someone walking their dog, you feel me? You saw this car pass by. There's a lot of details
that are happening.
That are happening.
How often do you talk to your neighbors?
Dude, do I even know my neighbors?
Yeah, bro. See, bro, this, we had a whole session on this, dude. We aren't even friends with our own neighbors, dude. Yeah. They're supposed to be like technically like an extension of our family.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't even know most of my neighbors' names.
100, bro. Like, but tell you what though.
Yeah.
Tell you what though. You could probably attest to this too. I think that's more of a U.S. Western kind of a thing.
Okay.
Other parts of the world, like I'm talking more of like in a cultural aspect.
Yeah.
Like family and I don't know, neighborliness, if that's a word.
Yeah.
That's very...
It's huge.
That's a huge thing. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody knows their neighbors. Like in Africa, like you know your neighbors. You feel me?
Yeah.
Are they like family in a way?
They're family. They're an extension of your family. Like literally, like that's like, you feel me?
Yeah.
That's the way it should be, in my opinion.
That's the way it should be.
That's the way it should be.
Because they live next to your home.
Yeah.
They're an extension of your family, literally.
So I was so my whole thing with this was I feel like it's for example, I think a portion of it's our like parents' fault because I think in like the 70s, 80s when our parents were growing up, things were different, dude.
Oh yeah.
There was like battles going on the streets, lots of bad things going on, kids running a ruckus like crazy, right? And what I noticed, at least with my parents, and I feel like there's a lot of parents out there that feel like this, but they saw the craziness in the world. And so they kind of tried to shelter us and then keep us inside. And then video games came out, right? And then TV came out and it became easier to just stay inside rather than like my parents, for example, I can only test myself, but like I wasn't allowed to like go play outside with like neighbors' houses. Like that just wasn't a thing to go play on the street by myself. They would have to be outside watching me. Or it's not like my dad when he was a kid, he would just take off, dude. He literally told me he would get his like mini bike, go to the riverbed, and he said then he would just meet all his buddies. He was like 6 years old. Like that's the type of stuff I feel like our parents did that I never got the experience to do, at least.
Interesting. Yeah. I mean, everybody's probably different.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
For me, like my childhood was like super independent. Like I could leave the house.
Oh,
at,
really?
like, age 8, 10. You feel me?
Yeah, that's
leave
very
early
different.
in the morning
Okay.
and come back like at 5, 6.
No way.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Definitely.
wow.
Like go hoop
Okay.
with my friends, link up.
Yeah.
Literally, you feel me, and just be gone and then come back.
Dang, dude.
Yeah, I was a very independent.
Like gated community or just like on the streets?
No, unless you go to the park, like take the metro bus like that. I was taking the metro.
At 8.
8,
Yeah,
10. I don't
dude.
know. Like I was out.
Crazy.
Like I was definitely out and about. But
attest to your personality too, because you're very friendly. Like, yeah.
I think it's a case by case. Like honestly, like for example, if I had a child that was like I worried about, like you feel me? Just
Okay,
like,
and then you try to shelter him
I
more.
would try to shelter him.
Okay.
I think that's what it is. Cause like me and all my siblings, like I feel
Yeah.
like we all had like a different childhood experience.
Okay, so that's a different thing too. Then.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
siblings, how much of an impact do your siblings have on your personality? I'm asking you all the loaded questions.
I mean, no, I mean, I like him. Shoot him at
Yeah.
me, but I mean,
But move the mic a little bit closer.
oh,
Yeah, there you
for
go.
sure. You're probably gonna tell me that like 5 more times.
No, you're good. You're good. It takes a while to get used to it.
Yeah, no, for sure. Man, I mean, impact, the influence is real. Because, like, for me, I have 2 older siblings, so it was just the 3 of us for a while.
Okay.
'Cause me and my younger brother were 7 years apart. So when I was, like, 8, he was, like, a little kid, like 1, you feel me?
Okay, yeah.
Or whatever. So, I mean, growing up with them, I mean, I just didn't resonate with them. You know, they're girls.
Oh, okay.
We didn't have anything in
Yeah,
common, you know? So I was always doing my own thing, like, you know, for a bit. And plus, they weren't really here, like, for a little while. They were in
Yeah.
Africa. They went to school in Africa just for a little bit, like a couple
Okay.
years, I think. I can't remember. So I was only child in a sense, too,
Yeah.
for a little bit.
Mm.
I mean, but yeah, I mean, I guess it's there's-
Before your youngest brother was born.
Yeah.
Okay.
but I guess there's pros and cons to everything.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. But as long as the good outweighs the bad.
No, for sure.
I mean, and there was
Yeah.
no bad. I mean, experience
yeah.
honestly from it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, I'm sure your sisters, like, seeing them go through stuff and you kind of like learn from them as well.
Yeah, probably.
What's the age gap between your oldest sisters?
Me and my oldest were 9 years apart.
Oh wow,
And the
okay.
second
That's pretty
is-
big. Yeah.
Yeah, my second were 4 years apart.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's reasonable age gap.
Yeah, so we're the closest in age.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I have
And your youngest brother is
We're 7 years apart.
7 years.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's pretty spread
That's still-
out.
yeah.
Oh, we're spread out for
Nine
sure.
years. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Everybody has like
Dang.
their own like generation, low key.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You feel me?
That's a trip.
But me and my sister, we have the same generation.
for the one that's 4 years apart.
yeah,
Yeah.
like
Okay.
the iPod Touch era, like all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, we were just talking about that the other day. That's why I mentioned it. But like we had the same thing, the Game Boy, all that stuff.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
That was
I remember Game Boy.
Game Boy was awesome.
That
Yeah.
was lit.
Yes, sir.
It was so expensive in Pakistan. Yeah.
Oh, were they?
When I first got it, I
Yeah,
felt
yeah.
like, wow, like I won.
This is what's up.
Yeah. Like I won. This is it. This is my peak. I can finally play Game Boy.
Was it your peak now looking back?
No.
No?
There was the
Oh.
thing about these material
I'm
objects.
messing with you, bro.
I know. I don't
Okay,
know.
okay.
You. I think the thing about these material objects is, it's a lot of peer pressure. You feel like the pressure to have access to these things,
Mm-hmm.
but you forget about the small things that make life beautiful as a kid.
Oh yeah.
You know, having no worries, having no responsibilities,
Yeah.
waking up to breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
You don't have any frame of reference of anything else. Like you don't have to make
Mm.
yourself food at all, so that you never even think about it.
Mhm.
Right.
Yes.
I think
Yeah.
once we
You don't have
move out
responsibilities.
and- yeah, you don't have responsibilities.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Yeah, looking back, that was pretty fun. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, I feel like our generation though, like, was like the pinnacle of like, I don't know, the best generation there just was.
In
Gen
terms
Z.
of what, like,
Just in terms of like livelihood, culture.
Okay.
You feel me? Because we weren't captivated by technology.
Yeah.
We were like technology was being introduced more.
Okay.
It was getting there.
Yeah.
But it's like we were still outside in a sense.
So like we got both.
We got a lot of social. We got a lot
Okay.
of social.
Yeah, well, I think when we were young, definitely.
Yeah, I think so for sure.
I feel that a lot, especially in Pakistan, because I've talked about it in the podcast, but I didn't access the internet until I was 12 or 13. Like I came here when I was 12, and in Pakistan we had internet access, right? But it was like through a USB. We called it Eco Brand. We have to plug it in our laptops.
Like an Ethernet cable.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of like that. So I was aware of what it was, but I was never going on Google. Like my entertainment consumption was just watching cricket games. That's it, and like TV dramas on TV.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and I played outside.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
like
awesome.
cricket downstairs. Yeah, I'm happy I had that experience.
Yeah,
because
no,
I can't
it's good,
imagine
bro.
having a phone at like 7 or 8
Oh my god.
and going on Facebook at 9 years old.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I remember in elementary school, some kids already had like a Facebook, and they asked me to go. I'm like, why would I do that? I'm 9.
Felt like a crime. You're like,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
I'm like, let's
Yeah.
play Foursquare, bro. Like,
Yeah, Facebook. That was like middle school.
yeah.
Animal
Unbelievable.
Farm, you guys remember that game? Or not Animal Farm, something Farm on Facebook.
No, I don't know.
There was a lot of games on there.
Dude, I didn't have social media until like junior year of high school, senior year of high school.
Oh really?
Junior.
Yeah,
Yeah.
late.
Dang.
When did you have your first social media account?
Dude, I was probably like 12.
12?
Probably like 6th grade.
Were you a Viner?
No.
No.
I was a
Vine.
watch viner, but
Yeah.
I didn't participate.
I can see you on Vine, bro.
That I've
Make
got
your
that-
7-second clip.
You know when TikTok first started like going crazy?
Yeah.
People always used to tell me because like my personality like back then and now is kind of different too.
Oh, is it okay?
Yeah, but like people used to be like, bro, I could see you like on TikTok. Like, are you gonna take advantage of this? Like, you feel me? I'm
Yeah,
like, bro,
yeah.
leave me alone.
Leave me. You don't want to be out there.
Yeah, exactly.
I got you.
I feel like I got older and became more low key. Yeah, because I was like super like active. I'm extroverted. I am
Yeah.
extrovert. I'm a really extroverted person, but I'm also introverted at the same time.
I feel very similar to that.
Yeah, I feel similar to that too.
You were extroverted though. Come
I'm
on.
extroverted.
You're definitely extroverted.
You are extroverted.
Bro, but I have
Yeah.
my introvert moments. I do.
But I've rarely seen
Okay,
them.
when I'm with people, I just don't like to show that part of me. But when I'm by myself or like at home, like if you like next time ask my dad, he'll tell you that I'm introverted more than extroverted. That's what he'll tell you.
At home.
But that because that's what he sees, right? He doesn't
Interesting.
see me out with my friends and like how I communicate and stuff. Like I mean, around my friends and like out in public, yeah, I'm totally extroverted. But like when I'm kind of in my space, I like to do a lot of thinking, by myself, and that's where the introvert comes out. But I'm in my safe space. You feel me? Like I'm at
everything
home.
you're saying right now is screaming extroverted.
Really,
bro? Because
man.
extroverted and introvertedness or whatever, like that's like an objective thing. That's like something people have to like see. More of like a public thing. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like I have to like see you out in public. See how you act.
Oh, in public.
Yeah, because if you're home, it's like
I see what you're
you're
saying.
home. You get what I'm saying?
There's no people around.
There's no people around you.
Yeah.
That can just be like who you are. Like, there's nobody that's gonna be extroverted at home. Like,
No,
are
that's
you
fair.
not gonna chill sometimes at home? You know?
Keep that.
Some people. Oh my God. Dude,
Unless
talkers,
you are
bro.
a circus at home.
There's
guess.
some yappers out there, man. I've met some yappers.
I think I'm a yapper at home.
At home, you're a yapper?
A lot of the times. Like
Bro,
I need
you're
my
extro-
space.
Dude, this guy's tripping, and you're tripping. Bro, you guys are extroverts too. Bro,
Well,
I'm not denying it.
I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah,
doing
yeah.
it either. But I have my introvert moments. You've seen my intro.
Yeah, but-
I refuse to talk sometimes. I just don't want to talk.
yeah, bro,
I
but
just get quiet.
this guy gets in his head sometimes.
No, I don't get in my head.
He just gets in, and you can see in his eyes, dude.
No, this
and
guy,
he won't even
whenever
want to
we're-
look at you, bro.
Whenever this guy we're out, this guy has the most amount of energy, which I appreciate. But he's just always like smiling and having an amazing time. Always,
Yeah.
100%.
I agree.
Outside,
I agree.
but me, like sometimes, like I'm just like I'm tired, so I show it. I'm just like I don't want to say anything to you, bro. I don't want to dap you back up, man. I don't. Wanna, no, okay.
I don't want to dap you back up that crazy.
That's crazy. You just want to
No,
lock eyes
especially
with me.
when
Can you
we're
imagine?
traveling though. Like in traveling, I don't know how you
Yeah.
had so much energy in Japan the whole time.
Yeah, bro.
Every single day, every
So
single
stoked.
hour of the day.
Yeah, that picture where you did the karate kick
Oh, yes,
told
sir.
it all.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, you was on one for sure.
Bro, something I will say, dude, like, this is something my dad's told me since I was young. Maybe it stuck with me, but we have one life to live.
Mm-hmm.
Why should we waste it? And, like, to me, wasting it is feeling sad at moments that you shouldn't feel sad in. Like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to fully embrace the moment.
True.
And by embracing the moment, I want to be happy. I don't want to think back being in Japan, thinking back like, oh, why wasn't I happy, or what was I thinking about that for? I was happy, dude. I'm in Japan.
Yeah.
I'm stoked. Like, I'm embracing like the full capacity of what I'm seeing right now.
No, 100%.
I just like to live life like that.
That's a good way to live
You
life.
live that like that too, bro. This guy is so happy. Bro, at Tradesman, I didn't. Sometimes I was like,
But tell him because you guys work together.
yeah, we
for
work
a
together.
company.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like at Tradesman I was both though.
What is tradesman? Because somebody doesn't know what
Tradesman
tradesman
was-
is.
Tradesman is a
I like how I'm the
labor-
podcast enforcer here.
Tradesman is a labor support.
Company. Yeah. Basically,
Yeah, in construction space.
yeah.
Um,
Construction
so-
staffing agency.
yeah, pretty
Basically,
much.
they don't like saying staffing, but
I don't even remember what they like or don't like,
Yeah.
honestly. Shout out to Tradesman. But but yeah, like we were both AEs there, and
yeah.
A account executive.
account executives.
Yeah.
What's that?
The Tradesman version were like
Yeah.
account executive.
Tell us
for-
both.
Go ahead, account executive.
Okay, I'll tell you like a normal account executive, and
Okay.
you say what we did at Tradesman.
cool.
Okay, normal account executive is basically communication with your sales team, right? And your sales team, and then the customer, basically. And so you're going out and you're trying to acquire clients, and you're running a full life cycle of their sale.
True.
That's a normal account executive. So a tradesman, what a normal account executive would look like is they need electricians on the field for 2 weeks. So we go talk to the customer. We ask them what they need. We acquire 2 electricians. We put them on the field, and then in 2 weeks, they're off the job. So what's a tradesman account executive now?
Yeah, pretty much everything you said and then more.
A
It's
lot
like
more.
it's just a lot of responsibilities. It's account management too.
Mm-hmm.
So like a lot of just dealing with internal, like clients.
Right.
What is it? The account we do
Accounting.
work too.
Yeah. HR.
Chase after our like checks, stuff like that. Like we do a lot of HR. We
Yeah,
were HR
you
actually.
were HR.
Whose checks are you chasing?
The clients.
The clients.
So the client had to pay us, the company, but since we're the closest to that client, we would also be the accountant, like in a sense. But all this to say, like if you look at it, like in
Yeah, yeah.
retrospect, like this was really good.
It was great
I
experience.
love that experience.
It was good experience.
Right?
I like the job.
But
I like the job.
yeah, dude, what a time, man. That
Yeah.
was,
We did a lot.
We did.
But with the check thing, bro, that was actually pretty funny. We would literally have to go to like the client's offices and try to like weasel our way into like the
Weasel?
Yeah. Like, try to figure out how, because
Yeah.
the thing is, if you go to the front office and you're like, hey, we're with tradesmen, you guys haven't paid us in 2 months. If you're working for that company and somebody tells you that, you're gonna be like, okay, maybe my company's in trouble. I'm gonna protect my own, right? I'm not gonna try to help this guy out. And so you have to be like, hey, you have to know their name, so and so here. Oh yeah. And you're like, oh, let me just cruise on back. And like that's how you find the decision maker, basically.
Pretty much,
Right.
you want to befriend them.
Befriend, yeah.
Because they already know any person that steps into that office is after money.
Yeah.
Like, why else are you here?
Right.
We owe you. So they're already annoyed, right? So you have to like really, sweet talk your way in there, make it a nice. I mean, my favorite one to go to was in Culver City. I forgot what it was.
Okay.
What contractor was that? I don't know. But the only reason I like going there a lot was because like they had this cafe that had like the best muffins ever. So I would like always have to be going to chase a check.
You're having a muffin?
But I was having a muffin sometimes. That was good times, bro.
One time, bro, I remember this one. I was going to chase a check, and it was all the way on like in Ontario or something, or Rancho, and I'm driving out there, and I'm like, this is residential, dude. And I call our manager, and I'm like, hey man, this looks like somebody's house. He's like, well, do you want to go knock on the door? And I'm like, knock on somebody's house door. He's like, yeah, well, just go talk to them, And I'm like, okay. And so it was like a weird thing, man. It was probably like some small contractor. Go knock on the door. His mom answers the door. And I'm like, hey, so and so owes me.
Your son owes me a lot of money.
Yes, owes me like
Yeah.
5 to 10 grand, whatever it was. It was like excessive amount of money. And she was like, really? And she got scared. I was like, oh my god, what am I doing right now? I felt so bad because it's not the mom's responsibility.
But that's how you open? You're like, hi, and your
Yeah.
son owes me money?
No, bro.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, so and so, we're with tradesmen. He used us for, labor support. Is he around? They're like, no. What do you need? And so obviously I have to state because she's gonna call him and let him know. But yeah,
Why did they have their mom's address on there?
that's probably where they lived. Like contractors,
like,
oftentimes, like if they're smaller they don't have an office,
Mhm.
so they're just living out of their pad.
Yeah.
And explain what are they contracting you for specifically?
Anything, electrician, plumbing,
Any type of tradesman work.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
anything in the field,
drywall,
carpentry,
yeah,
glazers,
Glazers,
electricians, plumbers, all of that stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And now you work at a different company. How's
Yeah.
that been for you?
Dude, I mean, my journey from that company got me into the restaurant space, working with that startup.
oh yeah,
And it was with Ghost Kitchens, which was really cool. That was like
that was a cool job.
that was a
Yeah.
really cool job.
That was a cool job.
That was a really cool job. Like we literally traveled like throughout the U.S. With the startup, which was cool. But yeah, it got me to Toast, which has been great.
yeah.
Literally.
And what's Toast?
Toast is a restaurant management software company.
Okay.
So if any toasters ever hear this podcast, what's up? Shout out to y'all. But yeah, we're an all-in-one. We work with restaurants specifically,
Yeah.
providing anything from online ordering, payroll, anything to make your restaurant smooth, efficient, and headed towards success. We take care of all of that. It's a one-stop shop.
Sign up to Toast, all those restaurant
Yeah.
owners out there.
What drew you to the company and how did you discover Toast? Were you aware of them before?
I was slightly aware of Toast. Slightly.
Because Toast has become a very big company. They've gone public, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You're like, I should probably know this.
Should probably know this information. But yeah. Dude, I think like I heard of it like a few times when I was working with the Ghost Kitchens.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I remember like going into like a couple restaurants, like literally trying to educate them on like the virtual restaurant scene or whatever. And they were telling me, oh, I have Toast. Like, I'm good. I like Toast. I'm like, okay. Like, you feel me? Whatever. But
So everybody kept saying, we already have Toast.
a lot of people were saying we have Toast, we have Square. Like, they're good. You feel me? And I wasn't even trying. We weren't trying to sell them a POS. That's what they didn't understand.
What's
okay,
a POS?
Yeah, so the point of sale, that's the technology platform, right? That's the point of sale. So that's what they thought we were selling them, and that's not what
That's not what you're selling.
Like we were just trying to build them another menu online.
Right.
Right. But yeah.
That's totally different game, right?
Totally different game. And it was just ironic. I mean, like literally as I was on my way out from that gig, Toast reached out. Like I got recruited by this super awesome recruiter. And yeah.
Bro, Mo has like He's the man for being recruited. I will say that, dude.
Bro, stop.
This guy's the man for being recruited.
Oh yeah.
Bro, this guy just gets. He's like, hey, bro, yeah, I got a call later today. Like when we're at lunch, like we'd be at lunch at Trace. And he's like, yeah, I got a call later today. I'm like, oh, what's going on, bro? He's like, no, I'm being recruited right now. I'm like, bro, who? This guy's being recruited here left and right.
Bro, not. But that time was pretty crazy though. Like that time.
You were right. Like it was kind of consistent.
Yeah, it was consistent for sure. I mean,
You landed. Yeah, you landed
right?
at a
Yeah.
good spot, bro. That's
Yeah.
what's up. Is this the best gig you've had?
The best gig I've had, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, bro. That's a statement.
Yeah,
That's cool.
for sure. I think it's more. It's a. How do you say it? It's like a ladder. You feel me?
Okay.
Like you feel me? Like a lot of times when you join an opportunity or whatever it is,
Yeah.
sometimes like or with some companies I should say,
Yeah.
you don't really know like the pathway. You feel me?
Mm.
You might just be joining to join.
Right.
I should say. But yeah,
see what
here
you're
it feels very much like there's a vision. At least for myself, I can
For yourself.
see
Yeah.
what steps are needed to get to the next step. Does that make sense?
So there's like a route for you to get to maybe I don't know. Are you an AE right now or
I'm a sales SDR.
SD? Okay, so you're an SDR right now. So
What's an SDR?
SDR. So we are the first point of contact for like Toast clients.
yeah.
I deal on the inbound side though, so that's like people, responding to our like marketing campaigns and stuff like that. So we're really just like identifying what they need.
So you're inside sales right now.
You can
kind
call
of
it
like
inside
that,
sales,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But we don't close.
You don't
right?
close it. Yeah.
We,
Okay.
We are the first point of contact.
I see.
We get them to the demo.
You call all the leads. Is that the
We
right?
call the leads,
Yeah.
correct. We nurture the leads.
and then you
and
point them to
And then we point them to our specialists, our closers, like
a closer. Okay.
pretty much.
So is that the next step? AE.
That's the next step.
Okay.
Yeah, AE.
So, but there's like a clear path. Like your managers talk to you, like this is you need to hit this,
Mhm.
and then in a year or whatever, however
Yeah.
long, you're gonna become an AE if you do these steps.
Yeah, if you do this,
Mm.
and I mean, I think it's also nice because I know there's like other pathways. If you don't want to be an AE, you can do
Okay.
something else. You know?
Oh,
what
wow,
I'm saying?
nice. Yeah.
So,
you're not stuck in sales.
Yeah, so I feel like everybody is pretty happy for the most part.
Yeah, that's
Like
pretty
honestly,
badass.
that I've come across, like everyone seems really happy.
I think you're one of the few people that I met who is like really happy about their employer. And it seems like everybody who works at Toast is like they're more than satisfied with their employer. Why do you think that is? Because there's a lot of few companies out there
Mhm.
that have really like happy and content employees.
Yeah, I think it's about the culture, right? I feel like it's about the culture. It's about showing that I'm an asset to you. Like you're gonna take care of me. You feel me?
Yeah.
And obviously, it goes both ways, right?
Yeah.
You feel me? So if I'm being taken care of, I also know the position I'm in. I also got to do my job
To take care of them.
To take care of them.
I gotcha.
So it's very much, it goes both ways.
Reciprocated.
There's a lot, it's reciprocated. There's driven people on one end,
Yeah.
right, that are going to do the job. And then there's the employer that's allowing them to successfully do their job in an easy way.
I
you know?
gotcha,
Like
yeah.
they're setting them up for success and making it easy. So,
Is that the end goal? Growing with Toast, or what's the end goal?
man, I mean, growing with Toast, yeah, that's definitely like,
Okay.
the goal
Yes.
for me now. The end sounds very
What do you mean by the end, by
Yeah.
the way? Yeah, like, well, nobody knows.
the end sounds
You're talking.
sounds very
Yeah, what is the end
crazy.
for you, brother?
The end
What's the end?
yeah, the end goal is like, man, I mean, if we're talking like long term,
I guess. Long term. Whatever you want to call it, man.
long term, you
Yeah.
already know the deal,
Yeah.
entrepreneurial
Yes, sir.
mindset, right? So whatever,
Yeah. You take life like that, huh? Like whatever kind of comes your way, then you take advantage. I feel. I mean, you tell me if I'm wrong, but I feel like you don't set out for like a destination. Whatever kind of comes your way, then you'll take that route. Is that true or?
Yeah, it depends. I mean, obviously, I feel like I know exactly where I want to be and what kinds of things I want to be doing.
Okay.
So if opportunities present themselves,
Yeah.
and I feel like that opportunity can lead me closer to that,
Then you take it.
I will take it.
I gotcha.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like what you said about Toast specifically, how they make all the employees feel like they're an asset to the company.
Mhm.
Like everybody's valued.
Yeah.
Like your input's valued, your colleagues' input is valued. And I think that's really important to have in companies, starting out especially. Because if you treat your employees just like as an employee,
Yeah.
you're not going to want to work there long term. You have to make them part of a family. Like
Yep.
this is all a group activity.
Mhm.
We're all growing together and getting better.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's remote.
And it's remote.
So they're making you feel like a family remotely.
Right. And I feel like that's super challenging.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like that's really challenging. Like there's only so much you can get out of people
Right.
remotely, right?
What
So-
do they do? What are some things that makes you feel value that they do remotely? Give us an example, because I'm
Dude.
curious.
Like, for example, I mean, it's easy for, like, let's say us three are in the office, right?
Yeah.
And let's say Ibrahim does something really great. It's
Mhm.
easy for me to be like, yo, Ibrahim just did this. You feel me?
Yeah, you can just say it.
Right? And I
Mhm.
can just say it and it's recognized. Everybody heard me. It's physical. Like, we're all there, right?
Right.
They're able to do that in a remote setting. Give recognition,
Okay.
acknowledge others, but also, like, help others grow. Does that make sense? Like, a lot of trainings. It's engaging.
It's engaging. Oh.
They make it engaging, yeah.
Yeah, because
They make it very engaging.
it's hard to be engaging in a
Through
corporate
Slack or like Microsoft Teams or just like
Dude.
meetings,
Dude,
like
all of the above. We don't use Microsoft, but yeah, like all of the above. Like people,
Wow.
people are engaged.
setting. That's awesome.
People are
dude.
engaged.
So a lot of enthusiastic people working there.
A lot of driven people for sure.
Nice.
Yeah, a lot of driven people.
And that's how you track driven people, right? By giving them a place to be driven at, like reciprocating, giving them some gifts, maybe good bonuses,
Yeah,
etc. Right?
incentives.
Yeah.
I think, like, I don't know, our generation. I think we're all about incentives.
Yeah. We have to feel like we're winning, kind of.
It has to feel like this. What I'm doing is worth it.
Yeah.
Like, you feel me?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying like I want like a prize or anything.
Right.
I kind of do. Like, I want something. You know?
Kind of do.
You know, like I don't want like you know, like you to like give me a gift or whatever like that. But like I want to be incentivized. By
I hear you,
know?
bro. Yeah.
it's like Instagram, right? Like when you post something, you get a like, you get a comment. It's kind of. Do you think it's kind of like that, where like every time you give something, you get something in return?
Mm-hmm. Yep. I think it's a give and take.
Yeah.
Like, bro, it's like if I show love to you,
Yeah.
naturally you're gonna show love to me.
Right.
Right.
It's reciprocal,
Absolutely.
right?
It's
Yeah.
reciprocal. But there's some people in life, like, you feel me?
Yeah.
You can show love to them
And,
and they'll just take it for granted. Right?
Yeah.
One-way street.
It's a one-way street.
That's how I felt at Tradesman. It was a one-way streak. I feel like we did pretty hard work. I can only speak for myself, right? But
Were you trying to show? What were you trying to say? Mo wasn't hard. no,
no, Mo was really hard,
Yeah.
dude. Mo was
You
top
guys were
sales
both.
guy.
I remember you telling
Yeah.
me like you guys were both putting in like what 12-hour days.
We were
at
putting in some
times?
crazy hours
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah. I'm a boundaries type of guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, I'm really nice, I'm cool and everything, but once I feel like you're, trying to like overstep, yeah, I kind of
Gotta bounce.
yeah.
Yeah. That's how I felt, bro. Like at Tradesman, I felt like we were doing good, and then it was like consistently pushing us rather than saying thank you. Or like even just saying thank you for doing that, or like good job. Like that was never told to us good job. It was like, well, this is your job. That's what you should be doing.
They're like job
Dude,
done.
Like we're producing,
Yeah.
bro. Like sometimes we're producing. Like usually, I think our average number is like 40 grand a week every week.
Oh,
We're
no.
producing 40 grand a week, and they were just like, why is that a good thing, basically? Like, and we're like,
Why are you making me money?
yeah, like we're each producing 120 grand a
Do
month.
more,
What
yeah.
do you else do you want?
But it's probably because of your boss too, because you've told me things, and we don't need to go into it.
Yeah,
but
it's probably that way, and
just the
probably
managing style.
it was probably managing style. Not just him, it was probably up the ladder as well. Just old
Yeah.
school type.
It was
of,
the whole infrastructure, like
It was the
company.
infrastructure.
Yeah.
It was just very hard to navigate.
outdated.
and It was outdated. It was just hard to talk to, like the. Oh, dude, all the AEs, everyone was cool, man. I didn't have a
Yeah.
problem with anybody really.
I thought the people were great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought
Just
the
the
people were
management
great.
style was weird, bro. It was just like, what am I feel like icky, like walking into the office. Like,
You're
Yeah,
traumatized, bro. That's what happened.
but
No,
I mean, it was, bro. I mean,
hey,
honestly, it was if you viewed it as a stop rather than a destination,
yes.
then you were good. That's how I felt.
Yeah.
like I already knew, like, you feel me, I was gonna do X amount of time here
Yeah.
and then be on my way out. You
Yeah.
know?
Definitely put my ass in gear. I
Yeah.
feel like that.
Yeah.
And it was good. It was good money, tradesman. It was cool money.
Yeah, it was cool. I mean,
But like to me, like it wasn't even, like we talked about. It wasn't about the money though, right?
Yeah.
Like that's not why. We could have stayed, made good money, and then just like kind of taking the heat. But it's like it's not about that.
yeah.
You know, it's about like feeling cool with the people at your left and right.
Yeah.
But definitely like seeing like my manager and like the whole managing style, I was like, what? Why am I doing this for him? Like, why am I doing that? It makes no sense.
Yeah.
And so that's why Pallet Dude's I kind of kicked my ass in gear, but yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Quitting tradesman was the best thing that ever happened to you, because it gave
Yeah.
you time to launch Pallet Dudes.
Yeah, it
and
gave me
create
time, dude.
A warehouse. Yeah.
It made me. Tradesman was probably like, it's honestly probably a huge blessing that I experienced that, because if I didn't, honestly, now knowing the type of people we were dealing at Tradesman and our customers, I'm able to delegate just different personalities better than maybe before I joined Tradesman. And so, plus after seeing that I didn't want to be like these type of people, I was like, I can start my own company and not be like these type of people, basically. And I think that's why that's really what it was. And then it obviously quitting gave me time to conjure up my own business and ideas and all that. But
True.
it was definitely a blessing. I'm not saying anything wrong, but wrong with them, yes, but like a blessing to have experienced it.
Yeah, bro. I mean, bro, in life, there's nothing that's perfect, right?
Nothing, man.
You got to take the good with the bad.
Facts.
If you look at it that way, I mean, it's cool, bro. I mean, it was really about the experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all have our own mission.
We got some, yeah.
Yeah.
We got some good grit out of there.
Get some grit.
That's for sure. We developed some grit.
What I don't like though about starting off as a young people in these companies is they just buy our time, you know, and that's your early 20s, your 20s in general are the time where you have to make time for yourself and create your own journey.
Yeah.
But if you're working like 12, 14 hours a day, you can't do that. You're basically dependent. Your whole life is dependent for this company. You become a part of their everything.
Yeah.
And that's what I don't know. Like, I know that's the way you rise and you progress, but I appreciate companies like Toast that give you that work-life balance, right? That seems like that's what they're doing, and that's what they're retaining so many of the employees.
Yeah.
Like, do people quit often at those? I mean,
not to my knowledge.
Rarely, right? Yeah.
Yeah, like people I come across, like they've either just been there, they're tenured or whatever, and then the people that come in, they just love it the same way I did when I came in. So
That's so cool, bro.
yeah, no, I mean, dude, and I mean, there's companies like that out there. I believe.
No, yeah,
I believe
there are.
I believe there's more companies like that out there. I think it's just rare.
It is.
Yeah.
That's what it is. I think it's just
And
rare.
so sought after, right? Like, so there's probably a lot of interviewers going in there, so it's kind of like competitive.
So I'm already knowing there's a lot of applicants, bro.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, like for sure.
Yeah.
Like I have like people like here and there like hit me up.
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about like they're applying to Toast and whatever.
Yeah.
And I always like I always connect with them. you
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
'cause,
yeah.
like, you know, I want to help them out or whatever.
Of course.
But yeah, like I just know like
That's how it is.
yeah, that's how it is.
You can take a pause there?
It's 4:33. So if you want to.
Oh yes sir, yes sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll take a pause there.
Yeah.
Okay, we're back. Thank you, guys. So we get your whole toast roll now onto something more important, desserts. Your favorite's tiramisu?
My favorite is tiramisu.
Your mic. Say that one more time.
You're good.
My favorite is tiramisu.
Yeah,
The mic goes wherever you talk. Yeah. It just-
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't remember that. Wherever.
Yeah.
Okay, got you.
Yeah.
My favorite is tiramisu. I used to be really into red velvet.
Red velvet.
Yeah. Which is like, kind of a one-off. Earthquake.
Train.
Earthquake.
Sheesh. Oh my goodness, that would be crazy.
Yeah, it
Earthquake
would be
live.
crazy, bro.
Dang. But yeah, tiramisu is definitely
Tiramisu?
my favorite.
I like chocolate lava cakes.
Oh, that's so much chocolate.
I love chocolate lava cakes.
Uh-uh.
Yes, sir.
How about you?
Bazooki.
Zuki.
Or fondant. Chocolate fondant. I don't know how to say it properly. Fondant.
Wait, what?
Fondant.
I know what
you
you're talking about. Yeah.
How do you say it?
Fondue?
Fondue.
Fondue.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna.
The chocolate waterfall where you dip stuff
But
in.
it's spelled fondant.
It's spelled fondant. Yeah.
But people say fondue.
Wait, it's Fondue. That's how it's spelled.
No.
Fondant.
Yep.
But that's not the chocolate waterfall thing.
No, it's not. It's something else.
People call it fondue. I don't know, bro.
It's a European
potato.
thing. I had it in
talked
Paris
about
and
this
London.
before.
We have.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
say
Okay.
fondue.
Fondue?
Mhm.
Fondue is a waterfall thing, though. It's like, you know, the chocolate that kind of pours down. You
Where is it
dip like
from?
bananas.
Maybe there's two different
Strawberry?
things.
It's spelled fondant. I think they're two different things.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
think.
okay.
I
Okay.
might
I
be
don't know.
wrong, but
Okay.
Point is, it's chocolate, right?
Pouring is chocolate.
it's amazing.
Yeah,
Sheesh.
chocolate is great. I love chocolate. That's
I
my
think I'm gonna get
favorite.
a chocolate McFlurry after this. It's been a while.
McFlurry?
McFlurry.
Yeah. what's
You know what
wrong
I've been
with that?
craving? A Frosty.
Wait,
what's
McDonald's
wrong?
sells chocolate McFlurries?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
No
Oreo.
way.
Oreo.
Yeah.
So Oreo
Oreo
McFlurry.
McFlurry.
Yeah.
I was about to
Yeah, yeah.
say.
Oh yeah.
That's nuts.
Yes.
Oreo McFlurry. that's
Oreo
right.
McFlurry. Okay, fire. Yeah.
McFlurries are good. I've been craving a Frosty for many months. Alexis owes me a Frosty. I've been waiting.
What?
I've been waiting, Alexis.
What's a Frosty?
Bring me my Frosty.
What is a Frosty? Yeah.
What is a Frosty?
It's a Wendy's thing. It's like a little milkshake. type
Oh,
deal.
okay, I've heard of that. Okay, I've
Yeah.
heard of that.
I told her for about a month that she needs to bring me a Frosty.
A Frosty. Any
And-
specific flavor?
Chocolate. Chocolate Frosty.
Wow, so you're into chocolate like that?
Love chocolate.
Dang.
I love chocolate too.
I love dark chocolate.
Really?
Wow.
I love all
love
sugar.
dark
I love
chocolate.
all kinds of sugar.
Dang. I like vanilla, but I can't do like straight chocolate. Like
You
nah.
it has to
Really?
be mixed with something?
It has to be mixed with something. Yeah.
Like what? What do you like to mix it with?
I don't know, like chocolate vanilla kind of thing.
Mm,
If it's like a
Has to be
cake-
like, I got you.
Yeah, it has to be mixed. I can't just have like
pure.
straight headshot
Wow.
chocolate. Like, nah.
But you can have pure
crazy.
vanilla.
I can have pure vanilla, yep.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Vanilla's easy to take down, though.
Chocolate is just heavier
Yeah.
than vanilla to me. I don't know what it is.
Vanilla's too simple for me. I need more complications in my sugar. I need way more complications in my
It's too
sugar.
simple. That's so
yeah.
You like Neapolitans? Chocolate, strawberry, vanilla?
funny. No, because I'm not a fan of strawberry when it comes to desserts. What?
In-N-Out does this.
Yes.
They have all three flavors. It's
insane.
amazing.
Have you
Really?
tried it?
Probably one of the best.
They've had. I've seen it in and out.
Yeah.
Gotta try
Well, I've never
Neapolitan,
had it.
bro. Just
You
go
have
for
to.
it.
That's the
Just go
best thing
for it.
in
I'll-
In-N-Out,
I'll-
in my opinion, after their fries.
Yeah, animal
What's-
fries?
Animal fries.
Yeah.
It's that
Really?
Neapolitan shake that they
We'll
have
go
there.
to In-N-Out next time, bro. I'll get you a Neapolitan.
I don't know about that one.
Gotta
Hey,
do
but
it.
In-N-Out does have a good hot chocolate.
I've never
Hot
had
chocolate?
the hot chocolate.
Hot chocolate?
In-N-Out has hot chocolate?
Yeah.
Like winter time, right?
One day, my friend, so funny
Yeah.
thing is he's actually like he came to the US like not too long ago. So like like when you're new to the US, there's like certain things
In-N-Out. Yeah.
that are like really,
I got
In-N-Out was one of them. And he was like, yo, like Mohamed, is it cool if we go In-N-Out with her? Because he has an accent.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking he's like saying like, let's go In-N-Out. Because I was like, In-N-Out, like what, whatever.
Yeah.
And then like he showed me, he was like in the restaurant, whatever. Bro, we pulled up. Where is Hussein from? He's from Djibouti. He's from Djibouti.
Really?
Yeah, he's from Djibouti. No,
I've never met
I'm
anybody.
dumb. He's from Somalia.
Okay. But lived in Djibouti.
He grew up in Djibouti, and he went to school in Senegal.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Okay.
So like he understood my language. Like I was talking to him,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Dang, like you really understand? You understand Wolof? Like that's crazy." But anyway, yeah. So like he loves In-N-Out, whatever.
Okay.
And that day when we went, he was like forced me to get something. Like, man, I'm just not hungry. He's like, you gotta get something. So I just got hot chocolate, and that's the day I discovered it, and it was fire.
What language do they speak in Senegal?
A whole bunch of languages, but the most popular, like the official language, is Wolof.
And what is that a
Wolof.
combination? Does that root from
That
something?
is
or?
a tribe.
Okay.
It's a tribal
Wolof.
language.
Yeah, it's a tribal language. Yeah.
Interesting.
Wolof, yeah. There's a lot of different dialects.
Are you able to understand or speak?
I can do both.
Really?
Yeah, I'm fluent. I can speak Wolof.
That's what's up.
Yeah, that's.
I didn't know
my-
that, bro.
Oh
Okay,
yeah,
that's cool.
Like at home, like that's for the most part. Like
That's
what
what you guys are
speak. And if
speaking.
I speak to my family, like back home, for
Yeah.
example.
Oh, so when you're
I'm
over
forced.
there, you're just speaking
Yeah.
Wolof the whole time.
Yeah.
And do you guys also speak French in Senegal?
Yeah.
Right?
So it's
I
a,
thought it
Franco-
was
it's, a,
French,
it's a
yeah.
francophone country. Yeah.
Can you speak French?
I don't speak French.
Can you understand?
Somewhat.
Some? Okay.
Somewhat. My wife,
Gotcha.
she loves French.
Yeah.
Because like she grew up out there.
Okay.
So she
In Senegal.
in Senegal, yeah. So
Oh,
she
gotcha.
she speaks French like no other.
How's the married life?
But married life is nice, man. Can't complain. Can't wait for you guys to join me.
I've been telling him, bro. You should do it.
This guy's on me, bro.
Oh yeah?
Because he's
on.
found the person.
Yeah, what are you
like,
waiting
yeah,
for?
Yeah, exactly. Let's go. 2-on-1.
You know, that's actually something that actually amazes me.
Yeah.
You seem to just be locked in with a certain person.
Yeah.
What's the wait? Okay, actually, I shouldn't say what's the wait because
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
it's circumstantial. There's some people that are like, I want to be like.
It's not this guy. Look, hear this guy. What is your excuse?
So here's the deal, right? So this is how I view. I think people view married life different, but I don't feel like I have to be contractually binded to somebody in order to be with them, or something like this. If that makes sense. And be with them. My bad. Be with them.
Just want to make sure, man.
Yeah. So I feel like this, like, okay. And I'm also like a product of divorce too, right? So I know that marriage doesn't mean a whole lot in our generation unless you make it mean something. And so I'm of like the mindset that I have to be certain. Like, I'm not a guy to go jump around from girl to girl. Like, that's just never been my style.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also the type where things just have to be in the right places. I have to be certain, because once I am binded, like, I just don't want to go through. I don't want to put my kid through something that I went through myself. Especially like if I'm not certain this is gonna be it.
Do you? I don't know if I should ask.
Go ahead.
Okay, but
Yeah.
All the qualities
Yeah.
you would want
Yeah.
in a woman, are they in her?
As of right now, I foresee.
Yes.
Yeah.
I could have answered that for you.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. So the thing is with marriage,
Yes.
you can never be certain.
Right.
You don't ever be certain
Right.
until you get in it.
Yeah.
And at that point, once you're in it, it's like commitment,
It is.
right? Because, like, sure, you're going to feel like, oh, okay, there's a deficiency here, there's a deficiency there, or whatever.
You're always gonna feel like that.
That's normal. Like, even in
Right.
a friendship, right?
Yeah.
There's certain things people lack, and each person is going to be different. But you have to look at the good,
Right.
right?
True.
Like, that's literally what it is. And it's a partnership,
Yeah.
bro. So it's like, you feel me?
No, I hear you, bro. I honestly, there's nothing. I'm not against it at all. I'm just.
And you look like you're gonna be a young and married. Like, that's the vibe you've always given me. Young and married. Like, for
Same.
real.
I agree. I agree. Yeah.
I agree-
Before
I
I get to you, before I get to this
Yeah,
guy
we gotta
over
get to-
here,
No, I need to hear about him afterwards. But dude, like,
Another thing, I also feel like once you're married, the next step is having a kid. And I think more than anything, I'm not ready to bring somebody into this world.
that you can't control that. You can't. You didn't even control what you became today.
Yeah, well,
Life just moved.
life happens.
Life happens. I'll tell you this.
Yeah, yeah,
If you focus too much on the future,
yeah.
it's like that's that pixel,
You
vision.
got it.
If you
yeah.
focus too much on the future, bro, like, you're gonna always have hesitancies. You
True.
really have to, like, take that
Charge.
step.
Yeah.
Like,
One of my downfalls, maybe. Thinking too much into the future.
I think literally, like, you have to take that step. But I also feel like it's just like a trend in our generation. Like, people, they just don't want to be committed. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
speaking to myself too.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
obviously, like, I'm speaking to
Okay.
myself. Like, even though, like, I'm married, it doesn't matter. Like, I'm just saying
right.
the risk, like, behind marriage. Like, my thing is, no, the risk behind being in relationships.
Yeah.
Is you're developing bad habits.
Okay.
You get what I'm
What's a bad habit in it?
bad habit, our generation speaking,
Yeah.
is, for example, let's say you like someone, right? Being with that person for so long, the con of that is you're gonna grow to see the things you don't like about them, and once you see that,
Yes.
you're out. You're looking somewhere else
True.
because you guys aren't binded, right?
Correct.
great point.
And it's gonna be a pattern. The same thing is gonna happen because nobody is perfect, like,
I
at
agree.
all. The same thing is gonna happen.
Yeah.
So now let's say you end up in marriage, you feel me? That's just like bad behavior. You feel me?
Yeah.
You're going to be quick to, like, dip.
That's exactly the reason why there's so many people in America who are ending their relationships and moving from partner to partner to partner because of that very reason, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, for real. Like, it's just, marriage is about courtesy.
Yeah.
You feel me? It's like, it's not about, like, the perfect picture and that. Like, all that is a facade. Like, everything you see on TV,
It's all facade.
in movies, it's all a facade. Like, there's a honeymoon stage. It's nice and whatever.
Not all of it,
Yeah.
La La Land, I think it's that's my
Bro, we'll get into it in a minute, bro. We'll get into it in a minute.
But it's a facade, bro.
Everything.
Like,
But for the most part, you're right.
Yeah.
Hollywood gives a very delusional view of romance and love. We only get to see the lovey-dovey phase
Yeah.
for the most part, because that sells.
yeah.
Marriage Story is pretty good.
That's a really
That's a great
authentic
movie.
story.
Have you seen Marriage Story?
Marriage
No.
Story.
Netflix,
Great
bro. You
film.
gotta watch it.
Okay.
But
That's
it's
like
also
a
about
very-
divorce. It's
about
about
divorce.
the ending of a marriage.
It's real.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's pretty real, dude. I dig it.
Yeah.
Another thing, dude. Oh man, bro, this topic is just.
I like how he turns red every time he's talking about marriage, bro. His whole
I already knew this would be a
his
good
whole
topic.
face just
Yeah,
inflates. It like he's getting more red. Do you see that? He's getting more red as we speak about it.
I can see the
That's
ears.
a trigger word. Marriage.
It's just
You gotta just do
bro.
it, man.
I want you to do it, bro.
No, I'll do it. I'm
Yeah.
serious. Like I would want to get.
Okay.
Yeah.
Before I finish, let's just get into it. Let's just dive, Mr. Mo. Let's just dive into this guy. Every podcast, this guy's like, I'm ready for marriage. I'm ready. Bro, we're sitting at a coffee shop. All of us are talking. He's like, I need to find a wife. I need to find a wife. Just wife me up already. I need to find a wife. Like, this guy's nonstop saying this. So it's like, why doesn't he? You know what I feel? You feel me? Like, he's actually saying it. What's stopping you from finding a wife?
Nothing. It's me.
What's you?
I'll be honest. I'm stopping myself. So I've thought about marriage for a long time, and I am at that stage where I think I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm just praying. You know, like I'm preparing myself mentally for it, and yeah, I think I'll probably do it, God willing, inshallah, in the next 2 years. Hopefully.
Next
Like,
2 years.
in this between now and next 2 years, yeah, because it takes a bit of time, right?
Yeah,
to get
yeah.
to know the person, and then yeah, but. I think so. Hopefully, we'll see. I don't know where life takes me.
Inshallah.
I could die tomorrow.
What do you say about
But-
that? It takes about 2 years to get to know somebody.
No. I'm not saying 2 years, by the way. I'm not saying
I think
2
that's just
years.
his
the
time
process.
frame
Yeah, I'm just giving the
Okay.
time frame. I'm not saying it takes 2 years.
of sealing the deal.
Okay.
You can know somebody
Yeah.
in 10 minutes. Literally.
Oh,
like
yeah.
the essence of a person.
An essence.
I'm
yeah.
not saying everything, but you can know what the type of a person is in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Some people know like in a minute.
Yeah.
True.
Some people
No-
don't take
Yeah.
Yeah.
long at all.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think you can get to know somebody within like the first time of meeting them. What I don't think is you can and maybe this is thinking into the future too much, like you said, but you can't predict types of actions they're going to take. And actions are what kind of, I think, break people up a lot. Because
What kind of actions? Like behavior?
behavior, yeah, just like cheating or like lying or disrespect.
Yeah, but that's the wildest behavior though. You know?
No, but it's
That's-
so common. I think disrespect, bro. I think it's a very common thing.
Disrespect. Okay.
Yeah, that to
Okay,
me, that's
yeah.
that's one of my biggest things.
I only just heard cheating when you said cheating.
No, I said-
yeah, that's the wildest, yeah.
no, yeah.
I mean, disrespect.
I think
mean,
cheating
what do you
happens a
mean by
lot, too.
disrespect?
Just so people get very comfortable with another person, right? So, like for example, I'm not gonna use myself as an example, but I'm just gonna say in general, like when you're dating somebody, right, and you start to become like you become a unit. You know what I'm saying? And once you become like a unit, you guys are each other's other halves. Like you go to them for questions. I'm sure you go to her for questions. She comes to you for questions, and these become like deeper. Now you guys feel very comfortable with one another. It's like you're talking to yourself almost when you're doing this, and you can talk to yourself pretty gruesome sometimes, right? I can talk to myself pretty gruesome sometimes. And once you get that comfortability, you'll start talking to the other person like that, and maybe it becomes disrespectful. Maybe you start saying things in front of family that becomes disrespectful, or in front of friends that becomes disrespectful to the other person. In general, I'm just saying. Or you cheat, right? Maybe you're so comfortable with this person that you don't feel like the love is there anymore, and you're trying to go seek it somewhere else. Like these actions aren't foreseen, and I think over some time you can start predicting things, because time will tell. People change throughout time, and if you're able to what am I trying to say? If you're able to walk through life for a certain amount of time with somebody, you'll be able to see a change in their life and how they take change, I guess. And when you're able to see how they take change, you can now predict future actions. Does that make sense?
But do you also see the problem with that? Because
time. Yeah.
if you're going to, like you said, like be with someone for so long,
Yeah.
then you'll be seeing that behavior, right?
Yeah.
And once you see that behavior, they're no longer that ideal person for you anymore. So on to the next.
Maybe.
You know what I'm saying?
Maybe.
As opposed to not taking so much time in
Yeah.
that stage, choosing them choosing you,
Yeah.
you guys working together.
But they also have to feel that way.
Well, that's what it's about. Marriage is about, you can't marry someone you're not,
partnership,
mutually, like there's no mutual, like there's no common ground between you guys. You guys have
Yeah.
to have the same values.
Right. I agree.
Same
Yeah.
something, you feel
Yeah,
me?
yeah.
Same character, belief,
personality, yeah.
whatever it is, that has to be there.
I that's true. That's true.
You're a young guy. You're 24.
I just turned 25.
You just turned 25. When did you think you were ready for marriage? Was there a time
Dude,
or
it was like right when I turned 24.
You felt ready.
Yeah, felt ready. I mean, honestly, dang, I don't know, bro.
Yeah.
Kind of like you said, you pray about it, and then actions speak louder than words, right?
You just take the
Cause and effect.
Yeah.
Was there like an epiphany you had, or like a moment, or was it just like do you think it was a gradual process to maturity where you were like, all right, you know what, this is the time to do it?
Honestly, when you see the benefits of being married before getting married,
Yeah.
that makes you want to get married.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
what are some benefits in your opinion? I'm curious.
I think just really the support. Honestly, is like the biggest one.
Okay.
And when I say support, I'm not talking about like, oh, like I need emotional support, like I'm a wreck kind of a thing.
Yeah.
But I mean like support, like even something that's like simple as, you know, this person is going to be there when you come home.
Right.
Like, you feel me? Like, you have someone and you're locked in, and what does that do for you? You become more focused. It's one less thing to focus about. You feel me? There's a lot of distractions.
That's very true.
There's a lot of distractions. You know your role.
Yeah.
Now there's roles. Things are defined for you. Like, you feel me? Like, you know, like Islamically speaking, men are providers.
Right.
Right? So you know your role.
Yeah.
And now you feel more motivated. Right?
Okay.
You feel more responsible, more driven.
Yeah.
And all of these things, I mean, what does that do for the person? I mean, it can only
They're
increase
positives.
a person,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's positives.
100%.
But I mean, yeah, so.
Bro, that resonates with me a lot, at least. Like, when I went from my first, I've only had 2 relationships, I guess. And from my first relation, in that middle time, bro, oh my God, it's like you're thinking about, this girl, like you're talking to girls, trying to get to know them, trying to talk, and it's like takes up so much time.
It's a waste of time.
Bro.
It's a waste of time.
And then once, like, now that I'm like locked in a relationship again, it's like I don't have to think about I don't have to think about girls, bro. I could just lock in on what I need to do, like pala dudes, like stuff like that.
It seems like you're pretty much.
I know.
You know?
Yeah. I keep asking, when's the ring coming? You know.
You sound like the perfect person for marriage right now. I mean,
maybe
it's like you're.
Literally.
Maybe not, man.
But I mean, also, I do think some people like also are in that same boat where it's like they're thinking about, oh, okay, I need to have X amount, or I need to be at a certain place, and then I'll be ready. But you can never be ready.
You can never be ready.
Ready's like not even a thing.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as ready.
I got you.
Like, you feel me?
Yeah.
Like, sometimes you just, bro,
he's trembling right now, bro.
Sometimes like,
I'm also not in a place, bro. I can't like provide like that either. I'm not there yet, bro. Financially,
I disagree. You have a warehouse, your own business.
Yeah,
you're making your ROI positive.
Yeah.
You don't need to have $100,000.
Had I not known you,
every couple months,
I would have just been like, okay, whatever. I'm not gonna speak for what you just said.
Yeah,
but since I know you, bro, that's not true, bro. Come on,
bro.
You must have a different definition.
I know.
Providing.
This guy's driving a Beamer, going to Japan.
What is your definition of providing? Like, what are you trying to provide exactly? Or what experience are you trying to create?
What are you trying? Yeah, exactly, bro.
I'm not in a place to go get my own place yet. I'm not there yet.
Okay.
I have my warehouse and small. Maybe I'm gonna expand. I'm gonna probably double or triple the size this year of this.
Okay.
Then maybe I'll be more cool. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll feel more comfortable. I'm not like treading.
So you want to have your own place first?
Yeah, of course. I want to be like provide like that. Like
That's
I'm
reasonable.
able to protect her, put a roof over the head, put food on the table daily, like stuff like that. You feel me?
So what you can do then, just do the engagement first.
No, I don't
want
want
the question first, and then just take 18 months to get married.
No.
I mean, that's reasonable. If you feel like you just need to have like, you know, your own place kind of a thing first, then sure. But it's different if you can get your own place, but you're just choosing not to do it yet.
That's what he's doing. He's choosing not to do it because he has the money to do it.
Those are two different conversations.
No, that's exactly what he's.
Okay. Yeah. You know, I can't step in there, but
yeah, he's choosing not to. I know this guy. Yeah.
So.
Oh man, lots of questions, lots of unknowns.
Oh my god, I just want to like look at Alexis right now. When she's like listening to the podcast, she's like, "These guys are right. These guys are right."
Yeah, she probably is thinking that.
These guys are right. I'm waiting.
Okay, but what would you say when you say you're ready for a wife? You're ready. Would you say you are joking most of the time when you're saying that? Like you're like playing around?
That I'm ready for a wife?
Yeah.
Right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, I'm not joking. There's some truth to it. Like, I'm definitely ready for marriage. Like, I stand by what I said. I think I would like to get married, but it's
Like, you don't want to date
haven't-
around. You want to find somebody and just commit. That's what you're trying to say.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I think I was going to make a point about what you said, right? Like, if you're with somebody in a relationship with a period of time,
Yeah.
you start seeing the faults. And then your mind, as our human nature is such, we want more. We always want perfect, and we're like, what if there's somebody better who has this? Or like we live in a generation where we have access to so many different people.
Yeah.
Let's say I'm in a relationship with somebody, but I meet this girl, and I'm like, whoa, this girl has this, but my girl doesn't have that. You start comparing.
Yeah.
Your mind goes through these games, and it's like, well, technically, this is
Yep.
just a relationship. I
Yep.
can just break up with this person. Actually, you know what? I've been thinking about it for a long time. Let's just do it. And then I go on to the next person. Same thing happens.
Yeah.
Same process repeats. Turns out my 20s are gone. I'm 33 now and still dating around. I know so many people like that. So many people.
It's literally unrecognized bad behavior. Like, that's just what it is.
Normalize bad behavior.
Yeah.
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 It's normal in society.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Like,
And something I'm learning, bro, is marriage is also about sacrifice.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
It's recognizing that I love this person and she is not perfect, but it's my job to work with this woman for the rest of my life and
Yep.
create as perfect of a marriage as we can. Aspire towards that.
Yeah.
We'll never get there. She will never be there, but it's my job to just love her for who she is and just make things as peaceful as possible. Because like going back to the Islamic teaching, I was reading the translation of the Quran. I started to do it recently, like 8-9 months ago. I wish I would have done it earlier, man, because life would have been better. Because things just make sense, right? And I read it with commentary, so it gives me context historically.
Yeah.
Okay.
And one thing it talks about is marriage is about peace and solace. That's what it's about.
yeah.
And like that's such a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Because life is about trying to find
Yeah.
peace. And marriage is that. No, I'm not trying to like say
but
like,
go-
that's
let me-
the only
yeah,
way.
yeah.
I just think I'm just speaking like I don't know. I'm an unmarried.
I'm not.
guy.
I'm not saying anything.
Yeah,
bad
yeah.
about
But
that,
I just think like marriage is the vehicle to find your personal peace. Because it's something that I also mentioned in the Quran is God makes people in pairs, and I'm sure this is true for other religions too. It talks about that probably, but God makes people in pairs.
Yeah.
Like you are in this planet because you're meant to be with somebody for
Yeah.
the rest of your life. That is such a beautiful thing.
I mean, you think about our grandparents, Adam and Eve. Like, you feel me? Like, Eve was created from Adam's rib, right? And that speaks volumes. I mean, like, literally, she's made from the rib of Adam.
Is that more metaphorical or is that
No, that's real.
really
Yeah, that's real.
interesting?
Yeah, she was made from the rib. That's why they say, like, when it comes to like marriage, like from a man's point of view, like let's say you have a wife and she's not so perfect or whatever in some aspect,
Yeah.
don't be too hard on her because she's made from the rib of a man. If you're too hard on it, it's gonna break.
Oh, really?
Because it's
Okay.
fragile.
Okay.
The rib is fragile. It's already curved. You feel me? You'll never be able to straighten it.
Oh, interesting.
So you feel me? You always gotta be like soft. And honestly,
Gentle.
like it's a learning process too, bro. It teaches patience.
That's true. So I totally agree with you saying like about peace and patience and all that.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a lot of people out there that I think a lot of people will say that they agree, but then when it comes to like getting down to it, their actions don't speak like their words speak. And that's a big problem to me. Because like, okay, you can say this, like you told me this, but what are you doing? And that becomes a problem, right? Because you can only especially if it's a short period of time, you can only judge somebody on their words. You don't have experience to judge them on their actions.
Well, the thing is, that kind of leads to trying to find the perfect person.
But how do you find them if you don't know how they're going to be? You know what I mean?
But that's the point of marriage,
Yeah.
though. Marriage is the risk. You will never be sure. You can find someone who was like A to Z. You feel me? Checks, marks every single box.
Okay.
Right? There's still gonna be something you don't know about that person, though, and you won't ever know until you're in that committed marriage with them. Like you just won't know.
Yeah, true.
You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's different. Like, you feel me? You're
Yeah,
living
it's
with
true.
them.
You're never gonna know. Yeah.
You're living with them. They might be the mother of your children.
Right.
That's different behavior that's gonna come out of them. You're gonna see those kinds of things. You're not gonna ever know a person like 100%. Like, it's not possible until you.
I totally get it.
Yeah,
I get it. I get where you're coming from. I'm just,
He's convinced. He's convinced.
not quite, but I get it. I appreciate
Almost
it.
getting there. Every podcast
getting there.
gets one
Every
step
podcast,
closer.
this guy brings it up.
I don't.
This guy brings it up every podcast.
That's fine, bro. You can tease me when I'm going through that process myself.
I will be teasing you. I will be teasing you. Oh man.
Yeah.
So what happens? You guys are okay. You guys get married. Well, sorry, you are married. Get married, and then they do something that like completely breaks like a character boundary. What's your move?
I give you speak. You're married. I don't know. You tell me. I don't know.
It's hypothetical too.
It is hypothetical. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm saying
Because the word you use is character breakdown.
I said they break some character trait or like some value that you guys have been eye to eye on.
Yeah, give an example. Be more specific.
I think most people, like if you're going, I'm sure you've had this conversation with her. Like obviously we're committed to each other, no infidelity. But then 20 years goes down the line, temptation takes it.
God forbid, yeah.
God forbid it happens. And I don't know. I'm not saying you. I'm just saying in general it happens. What's the move?
Yeah, I mean, there's no problem in life that's too big. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, when you look at it, it's just a problem. And when that problem comes, we're forced to take action.
Then you take action.
Right?
So you're taking day by day. Yeah.
I can't try to worry about what's going to happen, next Friday when today is, we're not even into the actual like weekday.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like those things are always going to be hypothetical and they're going to be case by case.
And the reason why I hate hypotheticals is like you can keep going on forever.
You can keep going.
I can keep listing hypotheticals.
Yeah.
I can keep listing hypotheticals.
You list
forever.
lots of hypotheticals.
You list a lot of hypotheticals.
You do too, bro. You do too.
I don't do it as much as you though. Oh my god! Don't get me started. What?
Bum ba-dum bum bum.
Well, yeah. Well, when writing is a type of, it's all hypothetical.
No, not just writing.
What?
After we've written the script, when we're in the stage.
Oh, that's different.
Major hypotheticals come out.
Yeah. Well,
Lots.
that's like in the future of my career and like that stuff. Yeah. But in terms of
It's the same thing though.
Nah,
Yes,
relationships.
yes.
I don't want to do hypotheticals. That stuff's scary.
You've done lots of hypotheticals.
Have I?
Bro, come on.
Yeah. I have. But you do a little bit more. A little bit more. You do.
Okay, hypotheticals aren't like always bad anyway.
Yeah. But you could go down a path where
you can.
Yeah.
Exactly. And when it comes to marriage, like it's literally between you and your partner.
Nobody else.
Right? So y'all gonna work through it. And at the end of the day, bro, like we have to also realize that those things that we think about are more than likely not to happen should we go about things the right way.
Yes.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Should we go about things right?
So I mean, I'm gonna just use the example, whatever. For example, if I met a girl at a club, right? I met her at the club, and that's pretty much my first point of contact with her, right?
Right.
Talking to multiple people, interacting, whatever.
Yeah.
Right? I can't be surprised if something like that happens down the line in terms of infidelity. I'm not talking about like something extreme, but just things around that nature.
Right.
Because where did I meet you?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. It shows something about your character.
It shows something about your character.
Right.
So it's like if we go about it the right way and maybe find someone that's like, aligned with us.
Yeah.
As a person. Because I mean, hey, if I'm also at the club, what does it say about me? Unless we both just decided to just take a step back and we're not into that.
Yeah.
We were there accidentally, kind of a thing.
Just so you're friends. Okay.
But it's like if you choose a person and like you weren't dumb, like what you found them in, you know what they were doing, you knew what they were into, that kind of a thing, and you thought that by them being with you, they changed. I mean, that's on you.
True.
You'll see that later on.
Facts.
Right? I think early on in a marriage, if the guy and the girl commit to giving each other their 100% for the rest of their lives, things will more times than not go bad. Because what happens, I mean, I don't know much. I'm still 23. But I think what happens is a lot of times one person slacks off.
Yeah.
and that continues, and they don't recognize it.
Mm-hmm.
And then when the relationship becomes so uneven, somebody messes up. And then they don't realize, oh my God, like somebody was slacking off. Maybe it's the both of them slacking off. But I think 9 times out of 10, it's about effort. And when effort goes down, the results go down, right? It's like anything in life. If you don't give it your all, it's not going to work out.
It's about communication.
Communicating.
At the end of the day. Yeah.
I would agree, man. I would agree with that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, literally. I mean, if there's anybody slacking, whatever party, the man or the woman,
Yeah.
the other person should definitely
Speak up. Yeah. That happens a lot, bro.
Yeah.
They just stay quiet.
If you don't speak up, one day you're going to burst.
Right.
So.
And then you communicate it, and I think it's really important to owning your mistakes, right? Even if you didn't realize it. So if you're messing up, just own it.
Yeah.
Dude, I feel like people appreciate ownership so much. If you're able to say, hey, look, I messed up, shouldn't have went down, I'm not going to do it again, and then you don't do it again, that speaks volumes of character. Then it doesn't matter the mistake you made, right? Because it's more important to put effort towards being better than to not put effort, and you get what I'm saying? And it just being good. Like, to me, it's so important to me that, like, you're not perfect, but you're willing to put in work to try to be perfect.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
100%.
Then rather than just being cool from the get-go. Because if you're cool from the get-go, it's like it's not showing much of who you are.
Mm-hmm.
But if you work on yourself, that's so big to me.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah.
Definitely.
What do you think about having kids? What age would you have kids? Since you usually got married.
Anytime God gives them to me.
Really?
Hey, I'm ready.
You're ready to be a father, you think?
I'm ready. I mean,
wow.
It's not
wow.
It's not a concern for
Okay.
me. Like, I've never felt like, oh no, please not yet. Like
Okay.
I've never felt that way.
You never felt that way?
Nah.
Ever? Really?
No.
Oh, I'm the complete opposite. I'm not ready to be a father. I don't think I will be for a long time.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing. I mean, like, you just can't ever be ready for something.
I'm definitely not ready though. I'm telling
Like,
you,
we don't. It's not up to us. Sure, there's things like you can do,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, like, if it is meant to happen, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So.
No, I get what you're saying. You're saying, like, you can feel like you're not ready, but if it's part of God's plan, it's part of God's plan.
Yeah.
And then you just got to deal with it. Figure it out. Bob and weave.
But you can plan on like having kids. Like you can make active decisions.
You can make active decisions.
You're right.
True,
Like
okay.
you can.
But sometimes things don't work out.
Yeah, I mean, you can plan, but God also
Yeah.
plans.
Yeah.
So I was like, I mean, just think about how many of us, like, maybe some of us weren't planned.
Right.
So,
Maybe some of them weren't planned.
Yeah.
Maybe some of us are mistakes.
Like, some of us, like, we had no idea. Like, like our parents had no idea. They weren't thinking about it. And then boom. It happened.
Heat in the moment.
Crazy.
It just happened. Like,
It happens, dude. Happens a lot, probably, man.
Yeah, that's wild. I think I was planned because I was my parents' first kid. But yeah.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
Sheesh. Okay.
Yeah. I'm planned. I'm special.
New plan, part of the
Not
plan.
everybody can say it.
Where's your first trip with your wife gonna be? We all like vacationing.
Ooh.
Mo is of the same cloth.
Brand, yeah.
Yeah, man. Our first vacation. Dude, I don't know, bro. We've been talking about it. It's probably gonna be somewhere tropical.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
In summertime, somewhere tropical.
It's this summer? Something this summer?
Yeah, God willing.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
South America?
And I would love to go to Costa Rica, honestly.
Costa Rica? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But I'm a late planner.
I know, bro. This guy's like, at a drop of a dime, buy the ticket.
Like, I like to be spontaneous with trips.
Yeah, no,
That's good. I like
So,
that.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Unlike our friend Janice, who wants to be
Major
planning in months in
planner.
advance.
Oh man,
Yeah.
like my sister. Oh my goodness. Her maybe 7 months in advance. Like,
7 months?
Oh, whoa, that's excessive.
yeah, we went to
7
Dubai
months.
and like she was like planning everything from like months ago. I
Oh,
was like,
really?
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Oh, I thought you just went just to go. You never mentioned it. Dubai. Yeah. I remember you called me like, yeah, bro, I just got back from Dubai. I'm like,
Really?
homeboy, yeah.
That's hilarious. Yeah, no. No, I think you're talking about Saudi.
No, 100% Dubai.
Dubai?
Yeah, because you sent me the picture. You're like, I'm in Dubai right now. Or that's what you said. You're like, I'm in Dubai right now. You sent me a picture of you.
Yeah, bro. Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, because her and my mom were going. And I just decided to just go along.
Oh,
But
you went. Gotcha. Okay. So
yeah.
you were still at the drop of the dime then.
No, I mean, I got my ticket.
Oh.
Like I got it back when she like talked about
Oh,
it.
really? Okay.
But in my head, I'm like, this is so early. But I was like, whatever.
Gotcha.
And then I just went.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah.
So it wasn't even on like in your dome yet.
Yeah, I left them there. I left early anyway.
Oh, you left early?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. So you bought a one-way and then a one-way back?
No, I just scheduled it to come earlier.
Oh,
than
okay.
their original trip.
Gotcha.
I can't do like over a week
Oh, really?
vacations. Nah. Unless it's like Africa or something like that.
Oh, why?
I don't know. I get exhausted and bored easily.
Really?
Yeah. I get bored very easily. Like, it's crazy. That's why, like, Montreal, I was only there for like 3 days.
That I understand. True.
I can't. Yeah,
If it's like one city, I can only do like so long. But if you're gonna travel if you're like in a country, there's a lot of spots to hit.
If you're at a vacationing spot like Cabo or Costa Rica, or I understand if you don't want
I
more
agree.
than a week.
Yes.
Yeah.
But if you're in a place like we were in Japan recently, right? Like I could easily do 3-4 weeks. No
Really?
problem. Yeah, 'cause you have
Yeah.
to explore the country.
Yeah.
But vacation, I agree with you. Like we were in Cabo 2 years ago, me and Matt, and
Yeah.
I was done by 2 days. I was like, let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
I mean, unless the place really feels like home.
Yeah, yeah.
If I know, like, I'm really just like a tourist type of vibe, then yeah.
That's why Senegal, you're able to stay longer.
Yeah, because like that's home.
That's
you know?
home, okay.
But otherwise, else.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I'm curious. What was your process like of marriage like? Like how'd you
Mhm.
like you were 24, you were ready for marriage. So what active steps did you take?
Actually, dang, I was 23.
You were 23.
23.
Tripping. I was 23, about to turn 24.
So we're at
Probably
tradesman?
when I was talking about it. No, I left tradesman.
You left tradesman already?
I left tradesman when? January?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I left
you're-
January. Yeah,
Of
I was
last
23
year.
when I left tradesman.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
You just turned 25.
I just turned 25.
You just turned
last
25.
month.
Okay.
Oh, congrats, bro.
Last month?
Happy
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Oh, happy birthday, bro. I didn't know. Oh, I got dude,
I-
I'm so bad at birthdays. I'm
belated.
so
Wait,
bad.
when's your birthday? What? April what?
April 9th.
April 9th.
Oh, okay. Oh,
April
wow.
9th, yeah.
I'm gonna put it on my
Dennis is
calendar.
April 20th.
16th,
16th, sorry,
bro.
16th. My sister's the 20th. Hold on.
Okay.
My sister's the 20th, yeah.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, dude, I don't know. I mean, I just started to, be more inclined towards it, like at 23.
Yeah.
Then boom, 24 hit. 24, started talking to my wife.
Yeah.
We talked for like 6 months
Okay.
and then made it official.
Wow.
Yeah. I wasn't trying to waste time.
Let's do it.
She was more nervous than I was.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like for sure. Like she was way more nervous. I'm like, what are you nervous for?
What are you nervous for?
I don't know, committing my whole life to you.
Like we had already known each other too.
Oh, you already don't know.
Like
Okay.
we've known each other, but we was just like cool. You
Yeah,
feel me?
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you knew her before, like for a long time.
Not for a long time, but like someone knew her.
Okay, somewhat. You were
Yeah.
aware that she existed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
she was
like-
in like the circle, or whatever, and you were
Yeah,
okay.
exactly. Like we talked like here and there kind of a thing. But yeah, then we just talked again, like out of those like, random, instances, whatever.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then we talked about the conversation of marriage, like initially.
Okay.
I think I probably brought it up. I don't know. And then boom, I let her know what my
Intentions were.
intentions were.
Yeah.
And then yeah,
Dang.
That's
so off the
wild.
bat,
yeah, it was like June.
last
literally.
June.
Yeah, last June.
Okay.
And in December we got married. Yeah. It was,
Dang,
wow.
dude.
Yeah,
That's
it was
amazing.
That is
man.
crazy, bro.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty quick. And it's easy when
Mhm.
your families are involved. I will say that.
It is
When you
easier.
are
That's
involved.
part of the battle. Like
Okay.
the families, that's just really part of the battle.
That's true because
Yeah.
you're marrying your in-laws too.
Yeah.
Someone told me that when you marry somebody, you're marrying their whole family.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely it's a huge part. So if they're
That's a
like-
big thing to consider too, right?
Oh yeah, like for sure.
Yeah.
If they're like cool,
Yeah.
like mutually cool, like there's mutual, like this family like this family.
Yeah.
Then that's good.
I got you.
Culturally speaking,
Culture. Yeah.
yeah, because they're so big on that, bro. Like they want to know who your grandparents are, your great grandparents.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. For sure.
Really interesting.
Do you feel like that too?
Not grandparents, but just the in-laws. Yeah.
In-laws.
Yeah. Us is like us.
Mm-hmm.
So most of our family's back home, right?
Yeah.
Only like our close family, like her mom lives out there. And
Okay.
most of her family, and most of mine as well. But my parents obviously live here.
Yeah.
Everything was taken care of over there
It was taken care over there.
in Senegal. Yeah.
Wow.
You got married in Senegal?
Yeah, we got like Islamically married in Senegal.
Okay.
Like
You went to Senegal?
I didn't go.
Oh.
Like it was like on behalf of us.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I
Kind of a thing, like at the
see.
mosque, kind of a thing, and then we did like our thing here.
There was like a
Okay.
representative.
Representative.
The right side.
Because
the
you know,
left side.
like I said, like our families are out there.
Yeah.
Like her mom is out there.
Okay.
My, uncles, aunts, they're
Yeah,
all
yeah.
out there, whatever. So they did the family investigation.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
What does that mean? I mean, I know what I know.
Okay.
No,
get
I
it,
know,
but, yeah.
but like I'm just saying, 'cause Africans are so complex. But
that's so interesting.
yeah, no, it's very interesting. So
Are they
like I
snooping
said-
around overnight, looking at the house?
like I said earlier, like
Yeah.
neighbors
Oh,
know each other very well.
Oh, so they're talking to each other's neighbors like, hey, how is this person
So
really?
like based up like your last name, for example.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
They'd be able to know like exactly who is who.
Really?
And me and her, we had the same last name already. So we already had the same last
Oh.
name. So we already knew like there's something there.
Uh-huh.
We didn't know exactly what it was. They put everything together in less than 24 hours, bro. No cap.
The investigation was done.
Like it was done.
It was green lit.
It was
you can
green.
do
They were
it.
like, oh yeah, like they know your grandpa. Okay, I'll give you the actual example. So basically,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
my mom's friend was like, my mom's friend did part of the investigation,
Okay.
and we're not related to my mom's friend
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
at all, right?
Yeah, yeah.
My mom's friend's uncle. My mom's friend's uncle.
Yeah.
So basically, like, be like my grandpa or like whatever, a grandpa.
Gotcha.
Like, let's say like my mom's uncle is my grandpa, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Whatever. So I'm just gonna call him my grandpa,
Yeah,
whatever, on
okay.
her friend's side. But like my mom's friend's uncle, obviously he's much older, right?
Yeah.
So who would he be in line with?
The grandparents.
The grandparents, right? So
Oh.
my mom inquired about like her family through her friend since she was there, right?
Okay.
So her friend's uncle knew like the grandparents of my wife.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Turns out they were also kind of related.
Okay.
Africa's very close, bro.
Yeah.
I promise you. It's so close. You don't understand. So yeah, basically they did that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
He was like, oh yeah, like she's like basically like my granddaughter, like in a sense.
Oh,
Like,
really?
whatever. Like, yeah, like for real. So yeah, he was like pretty much okay. Like, now I told you like who she is, her family's great,
Yeah.
whatever, X, Y, and Z. Who's the guy? Like, I don't know the guy.
Yeah, yeah.
It's my granddaughter in a sense too. Like, who was the guy? I want to know who he is. And then like pretty much like mom's friend like told her like who our family was, whatever.
Yeah.
And he knew my grandpa, like directly.
Okay.
Boom. And it was like, oh my goodness, like this is great, like da 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 da, like we love that family, whatever.
Yeah.
And obviously, like her grandpa, and my grandpa, they're not living anymore. Like they're gone.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But like their
They knew.
legacies are there. Like if you get what I'm saying, like Africa is very much about legacy out there.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like you're gonna be known to which family you belong based off your last name.
I see what you're saying, dude.
Yeah.
And those traits carry on to your family. And so-
Exactly.
wow.
So like on my mom's side, like my grandpa's like super well known. But yeah, from there things just became smooth. That was the biggest battle that was handled in 24 hours.
Dang, dude.
Yeah.
The whole operation that was conducted.
Dude, it was crazy. It was crazy. Yeah. Then from there, bro,
So if
sent the
something
proposal.
So if something like was punctured and there was like a broken link in the chain or something like that in your family or her family, and there was something like they didn't disagree about, would it just be a bust?
Yeah.
Wow.
More often than not, it's usually a bust.
It's usually
If
a
the
bust.
parents don't agree, bro, like
Okay.
it's
Have
probably
you
not
been
gonna
through something like a process like that before this one?
happen. Nah.
Oh wow. So your first one and it was it.
Yeah.
That's
Dang,
beautiful.
that is
That's
awesome.
meant to be, man. Yeah.
Yeah, like, I mean, dude, like, I feel like I was just like not trying to waste time, bro.
Okay.
Like, you feel me? Like, I think we were both sincere,
Yeah.
so it was obviously easy, God willing.
Right.
Yeah.
See, bro, when both parties are sincere,
Mhm.
you can get married really quick. It's always when someone, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
that's what I've noticed.
There's one person. that's
Someone's a
kinda
little
like,
iffy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah,
Dang, that's a trip, man.
yeah.
That's a trip.
It was crazy. Like, we didn't even like our dates were low-key picked for us.
Wow.
Yeah. They're like, this is the day we're gonna do it. Cause like, I don't know, like they say like, I don't know how to say it in English, but basically you shouldn't prolong good things or like good actions. I I don't know what's the English translation. I don't know how to say it. I only know it in Wolof. But
Okay.
like,
What is it? Say it in Wolof. And maybe somebody will see it. This is what it actually
basically,
means, Mohammed.
no, but like basically like when you're ready, or it's like okay, Islamic speaking, or like religiously.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do a good deed,
Yeah.
like don't wait till tomorrow to do it. Like do it now.
Oh, I see what you mean, man. Yeah,
know
that
what I'm
makes sense.
Don't
Marriage is a
yeah,
good
okay.
deed.
Marriage is a good deed. You should not
Don't-
wait to do marriage.
Because it's
Do
good.
it now.
Mm.
Because
Do
if
it
you
tomorrow.
if you wait, really Satan's just gonna play tricks on your head to like, have you waiting. That's why this narrative is
Okay.
actually funny to me.
Yeah.
Where like people like think like some Muslims like we get married like super early and super quick. They're like, how did that happen? Like that's super quick, like like
Yeah.
whatever. But then on our end, we're like, why are you engaged for 3 years? Like
I get what you're
you
saying.
popped
yeah.
the question a long time ago. What are you waiting for?
Yeah.
It's
It's a cultural thing.
a
that's
religious thing
happening.
too.
Okay.
It's
Oh,
it's a,
really?
yeah, I think it's a religious thing too. Yeah, like we aren't allowed to be in relationships. Does that
So
make sense?
yeah, so it's like you're in or you're out.
You're in or you're out. There's no gray lines.
Shoot. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's put it more
Wow.
technical.
Yeah.
Don't get to know the person. Just get to know the person.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying, bro.
Yeah, like don't get to know the person. Just know the person
And just leave the rest to God.
and leave the rest to God.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's all you
bro.
can really do, I guess. Yeah.
That's literally all you can do, bro. Once you follow that blueprint, bro, God
Yeah.
willing, I mean,
it comes
it works out.
I was in my mosque yesterday, and we were having like a spiritual camp of sorts, right?
Mhm.
And the imam there, that's like if somebody doesn't know what imam means, like it's like
The
a
leader.
of the. He was talking about something that really stood out to me. He said, once you have God in your corner, the rest is taken care of. But part of having faith is putting your trust in God.
Mm-hmm.
Like that is the biggest struggle. Once you're past that and you're like, you know what? I will bow down before God, recognize him as my creator, recognize the object of my presence in the world, which is to worship God and service mankind. Everything else is just taken care of because you recognize the creator. You fulfilled the basic foundation of being a human. And that's the biggest risk because a lot of people are like, no, wait, what? How? Like,
Yeah.
how can something be taken care of?
Yeah.
Well, that's God.
Yeah.
You don't know how. It's just
That's actually beautiful.
That's one of
Wow.
the biggest attributes of God.
Yeah, that's life's test too. And like also, like it's also important to understand that God is greater. So greater to the point where it's like the human mind can't comprehend what that really even means. You get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
Like no matter how great I think God is,
Yeah.
he's greater than that.
Yeah.
Yep.
I can't go that far.
Right.
Like we're restricted in that aspect.
yeah. Our
You feel
mental
me?
capacity is like it just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why like life is really a test, bro. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, and that's what it is, bro. Like, bro,
Yeah.
you feel me?
It's taken me a long time to figure this out. It's like in the most recent months as I've gotten like more religious, like it makes sense to me because it's a test that who's gonna have faith and who's not.
Yeah.
And like God shows you signs of his existence. He'll
Mhm.
put people in your life. He'll put different circumstances. He'll give you sign after sign after sign.
Yeah.
And then God talks about this. Like there's some people who are ignorant of those signs,
Yeah.
who refuse to believe in
Yeah.
anything.
God says like,
Mm.
God says like, it's not the eyes, that are blind. It's the hearts. Like, you feel me? Like we see what's going on. Like we see
I
the
see.
sun and we see that the sun
Yeah.
sets,
Yeah.
right? And we see that the sun rises. Like we see all of that. You feel me?
Yeah.
But we fail to like allow our hearts to be open to really understand
I gotcha.
like those signs.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like the same thing.
It's like we're trying to logically think about something that doesn't need to be
because we
understood
think
like
we're
that.
so great.
Yeah.
We think we're so great. And if you read the Quran, for example, like God is having a conversation with us.
Mhm.
Like, like he talks about like, tell me about the sperm basically
Okay.
that you emit.
Okay.
Basically talking about like the human.
Yeah.
How was the human created then?
Yeah.
Or like if you're so great, like why can't you do something at the time of death when the soul is being taken
Yeah.
from the person's body?
Reality check he's given us.
Like
Yeah.
literally, you feel me?
Yeah.
Like all those kinds of things, bro. Like once you really, really think about it, you're gonna like understand like I submit,
Mm-hmm.
God is greater. You feel me? Like, I didn't choose when I was coming in, and I'm definitely not choosing when I'm coming out. Like, you feel me?
True.
Like, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
I'm out of here. Ain't nobody could do nothing about it. You feel me? Like, there's nothing you can do about it. Like, all this other stuff you see, bro, the West makes you, like, really, like, I don't even know the word. Like,
question
the West,
things.
No, not question things. They make you feel like you're in control. Or, like, they put a narrative of what, like it's freedom. Like, you have the liberty to do whatever you want, and you get to control what your life is going to become.
What's that word called, bro? Americans are very, what kind of independent? You use
Secular.
this word a lot. Secular, but he uses a specific word. Rigid individuality.
Oh, rugged individualism.
Yeah. Explain that.
I didn't come up with this term, but some author did. He was talking about how rugged individualism. Well, it applies in a different sense, but I guess it can apply here. Rugged individualism basically means you're so concerned about your own self, you forget about what's around you. You're just completely always focused on progressing yourself above everything else, and you do things that put you first in life. And when you do that, that breeds narcissism. That breeds less communality. Like, you become just centric upon your own success. And when you do that, that's not conducive to producing long-term societies, because you need to be communal. If you just constantly just worry and obsessed about yourself, you're not going to help other
people. Yeah.
And you can't progress together as a society.
100%.
You know what, man? Like, honestly, the whole community idea, I think that's a newer thing to me, bro. I think maybe, like, the last few years, I've realized, like, I think I was very, I gotta do it. But it's like, why can't we just do it together? Why can't we grow together? Why can't we help each other out? Let's like, that's why humans won. I mean, I guess speaking, like, from, like, other beings, right? We're very social. We're social beings. And that, when as a community, like, that's how we succeeded. That's how we grew together, right? Because we're able to work together, build things, and, you know, create warehouses and do all this types of stuff, because as a community we're able to make these types of
100%.
Man, I will say, bro, you feel much more comfortable talking about that kind of stuff than I do, and I feel like it's definitely a cultural thing that I feel more anxious hearing that type of stuff.
What kind of stuff?
Just talking about God and how, like, God, like, put him first, right? Make sure he's in your corner, submit, things like that. And I think right after I quit tradesman, like, that's when I realized, like, I need to kind of dive more into this, not just go to church, but, like, feel like the warmth of God, basically, like, feel that. And I feel like becoming more spiritual in that way, or religious in that way, than I was before. Because before, dude, like, very American, like, my family, my mom, my dad, very American, and it's like, we got to do it, or, like, things of that sort. It's very secular, like you're saying, and it becomes anxious. Like, I feel like anxious talking about things if I'm not in control of it.
Yeah. But it all goes back to perspective. Like, you have to recognize that this life is super temporary.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You came, but you're gonna go.
Yeah.
And what's after this life is called the hereafter. Right?
Right.
That's everlasting. Right?
Yeah.
There's a day of judgment, right? Whatever belief, right? Most beliefs recognize a day of judgment.
Yeah.
And that's the real that's
the truth.
That's the real one.
Yeah.
And that's, if that was recognized on a global level, I should say.
Okay.
Right? Let's say you have the globe, right?
Yeah.
Wherever you are, west, east, north, south.
Yeah.
But if that picture itself was just, like, on full-on display centrally, this world would be a lot different. Right? Because you're thinking about it.
Right.
You're like, yo, like, this is, like, the day of sorting out good from bad.
Right.
Righteous, unrighteous. You feel me?
Because that's the day we'll all be held accountable. And you need accountability in life to progress, right? I think as a Muslim, like, going back to your point about submitting to God, the reason why, like, I've started to appreciate more and more Islamic teachings is because it gives you a pathway. It has specific nuances that lead you to submit to God. For example, we pray 5 times a day. Like we took a break just to pray, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at the times we pray right after we wake up at 5 a.m., right?
Mm-hmm.
Like before sunrise. We pray again during the afternoon time at around 1.
Mm-hmm.
Then we pray again around 4:30, 5.
Mm-hmm.
Then we pray again around 7:30, right after sunset.
Yep.
Then we pray again right before going to sleep. That's 5 times a day.
Yep.
Because as a human, you need constant reminders of your creator.
Oh, yeah.
Because we forget. It's so easy to forget.
It's so easy to forget.
It's so easy. You do something really nice. You're like, yo, I'm the shit. And then you need a humble reminder. You know what?
Yeah.
I gotta bow down. And just the physical nature of namaz, like if I don't know, you just saw us, but like for somebody who doesn't know how you say namaz, how would you explain namaz to somebody?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like if they're hearing the podcast,
I mean, namaz.
it's like yoga in a way,
It's
right? Or is that a bad?
Let's just. I mean, if we're gonna speak on it, like in terms of like just society right now, you would appreciate it because it's a break from this really rapid moving life, right? And when you're moving fast, you're not thinking about the bigger picture, right? You're not thinking about, like there's a higher one, like whatever seemed fast, is gonna end, right? Like it's a reminder to humble yourselves, to prostrate. Whatever you're doing at that certain time, there is an entity that is greater, and that's God. So when you hear the call to prayer, you best believe you better go pray, because that's the first thing we will be questioned about on the day of judgment. Did we pray? Did we worship our Lord?
Yeah.
That's the first thing.
Yeah.
You feel me? If that document is good, it's verified.
Yeah.
Passport to heaven, huh? Yeah.
It's
you're
in a good spot.
Yeah.
If it's not,
Yeah.
not so. And if you think about that, like honestly, if you think about it, someone that doesn't pray obviously isn't remembering God, right? So it makes sense for their actions to be questionable.
I get you.
Think about the tyrants and all the evil people in this world, right? Just think about it. What's missing in their life is that connection with God. Because if you have that connection with God, you're going to I shouldn't say easily, but you're not going to be on the side that's evil. You feel me? Like you're going to naturally like not want that. You feel me? You're not going to be inclined towards doing, evil things.
It's like if then statement, right? If you're on God, if God's on your side, then you'll do good.
Yeah, so it's like, you feel me? Like you really need that, bro. Like you need that, bro. Yeah. This life is temporary.
It is.
But people, like as humans, like we forget that.
That is
we forget
temporary.
that. Like, bro, when you see like even people our age, bro.
Yeah.
Like people dip, like they're out of here at a young age.
What do you mean?
Like they're
Like
gone.
pass. Oh, gotcha.
They're gone. Nobody is actually guaranteed to live till 40.
Right.
Or 50.
Right.
Or 60. Everybody has their select duration
Yeah.
of time. Who chose that, bro? God did.
No, God did. Yeah.
God did, bro. Like we think, oh yeah, like you feel me? Tomorrow I'm gonna do this. Next week I'm gonna do that. Next year I'm gonna do this.
But you don't know.
We don't even get there.
And something that is also like I've been thinking about is God is the best of judges.
Mhm.
Sometimes we think this guy was super young, he passed away.
Mhm.
We don't know what's after this life. We don't know what God has planned for them.
Mhm.
We don't know what God has planned for, after you pass away.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of stuff that happens in the world, and I think God is the best of judges. And then going back to the namaz point, the prayer point, it's basically you bow your head to God every single day. Like
You prostrate.
physically, you prostrate down.
Mhm.
You bow down. Your back is down, not up. And like that physically, and like verbally, you're praising God. When we say namaz, like we're praising God.
Mhm.
We're praying for our parents.
Mhm.
I didn't know that until recently when I started reading the translation of
Mhm.
prayers. You're praying for your parents and you're praying for your future generations
Mhm. Yeah.
that they stay pious. You were like praying constantly about the whole world. You're praying about the world. You're praying for mercy for your parents every
It
single
is
time.
a direct conversation with God.
Right.
A direct conversation with God.
Yeah.
When your forehead touches the ground, that is the closest you are to God. That is the closest you are to God. When you prostrate, That is the closest you are to God. So, yeah, I mean, if you think about it, or like, you know, so sujood, that's what it's called, right? Sujood. When you prostrate and put your forehead on the ground.
Sajda in order to do it.
Yeah. So we get 2 opportunities to do it every single rak'ah, like every single sequence, I guess is a good way to translate it. You do it twice, right? And it kind of sends a message like, why twice? Maybe the first time you missed out. Here's the second time. You feel me? I feel like God is sending us a message that's like, he's always here, but we don't see him.
That is beautiful. Wow. Because you have multiple opportunities.
You get
I did not think about it that way.
Opportunities.
Yeah.
And he is always here. God has so many names.
In Islam, how many? 99
99.
names? Right, 99 names.
He has so many names. He's the all-hearing, the all-seeing.
Oh, I see.
Huh?
Yeah.
Most merciful. Like, he's all of these attributes.
The most forgiving.
The most forgiving, meaning you can be the worst of criminals in this life. Just take one step towards God and repent.
Yeah.
Ask
and he'll run towards you.
And he will forgive you as if you never even committed that.
There's this, I don't know if there's as a hadith. Well, these means like the sayings of the Holy Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, who was the last messenger of, like, last law bearing. That's our belief. But what was I saying? I think, is it a saying or Quranic verse where if you take one step towards God, he'll like run towards you?
Yeah, exactly.
And then there's something also, I don't want to come off as like super preachy. I'm just like super passionate about this because I was just at a spiritual camp yesterday. But God loves you more than the love of 70 mothers.
He loves you more than your parents.
70 mothers.
He loves you. Like, yeah. He loves you more than your own parents love you.
Like I was like, well, my mom loves me to death. Times that by 70. I don't even know what that looks like. Like,
God
I don't know
loves
what that
you.
looks like.
Incomprehensible.
I don't know. Like,
God loves you more than your parents. And, bro, before we came into this world, we were with God.
Right.
Don't let the physical, sight of the human being trick you as if like, okay, your mom gave birth to you, now you're here. No. Your soul was in existence before that. You feel me?
Yeah.
God took care of you, put you in the womb, fashioned you into a human being. Right?
Yeah.
Fashioned you into a human being.
I see what you're saying.
Who was with you that whole time?
God.
Like, bro, if you even think about the miracles and the signs of like birth itself, the human being, if you look at birth itself, bro, like if you look at birth itself and see where the human comes out of, you would say it's not possible. You would say it's not possible.
Yeah.
How can a human? Yeah, that's not possible. That's literally a sign from God. Like, you feel me? You even think about, like, for example, like breastfeeding, for example.
Yeah.
Right? How does a child know to suck on the mother's breast?
Right.
Suck on it, milk will come out. And if you open up that breast, no, I'm being like very like scientific. I know. If you open up that breast, like for real, if you open it up, ask any surgeon, whatever, you will not find any type of milk. You will not find milk in that woman's breast. Like, I'm telling you.
Really?
You will not find it.
This is beyond my pay grade. I don't know.
Wow.
You won't find it.
Really?
Yeah, you won't find it. And, if you opened it up, like you dissected it, if you dissected it, bro,
you're ruining it for me now. I love
if you dissected.
This is a very divine feature.
if you dissected it, what's gonna come out? Blood.
Right.
But when the child sucks on it, what comes out? Milk.
Oh man, my mind is going like 1,000 different places right now. Like, yo, I got
like, bro. These are all signs. I mean, hey, if you want, I mean, I'm not trying to be like vulgar, but let's say the adult human being does the same. I'm not gonna say does the same action as that
as a baby.
Nothing's coming out.
Where is it? Where is it?
Where is the milk?
I need my daily
dose
of milk.
No, bro, where is the milk?
I don't know, bro.
You ever thought about that?
Yeah, I've thought about that. It's weird, bro. Not weird, but
I have not thought about this until now.
These are all signs. Like, I'm telling you, like, these are all signs, like, from God.
Wait, that's actually wild.
That is wild.
It's
Now that I think back, wow.
yeah. It's this is God's program.
yeah.
You feel me? When you're hungry, suck on it. Do you actually think a newborn baby knows?
Yeah.
Like, okay, hey,
What their daily dose
yeah,
of milk is
I
going to
need
be from?
food.
No.
No, they have
This
no
is that-
idea.
They don't know that.
Yeah.
They just know in order for me to be nurtured, suck.
Right. You're,
Suck to survive.
And this is your provision.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. And this is your provision.
Wow.
This,
How did I never think about
this
this?
this is no type of like, it's no type of like science. This is what we call
It's
just-
intuition that
it's
God-given
it's divine.
intuition.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
divine. This is, I'm telling you, our minds, they can't go beyond a certain element.
yeah.
God is greater, bro. I'm telling you. Like, there's so many things. That's probably like a little tidbit.
No, I
There's
gotcha,
So
yeah.
many things, bro.
Right.
But that's just like one of the things where it's like, okay, like we should be able to like see that. You feel me?
Right. Yeah. Physically, you should be able to see.
That is
Milk.
for the baby. It's not for you,
Dude, I want to use that as stand-up bit, bro. Like, that's so funny, though. You know,
Yeah.
like, a kid sucking and then, like, an adult. And he's like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's wild.
No, I'm telling you, scientifically speaking, though, like I'm being actually real with you. Like, you've seen people dissect the human to try to locate the organs,
Right.
what is composed of what, like what. If they dissect the breast, there is no milk. Where is
Bro,
the
I
milk?
want to be like, if you don't believe in God, tell me why when I suck on
Yeah.
nothing comes out. But when I was 2 years
Where is
old,
the- bro.
yeah,
bro,
Maybe not 2, maybe younger.
maybe younger. Yeah, maybe 2 is a little older.
You're a
yeah.
little old.
bro, everything in life has a designer. This
That was
microphone
less
holding,
than one.
Some a designer.
Yeah.
I don't know who the hell designed it,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? Maybe I might know the company, but I don't know the people that did
Yeah.
it,
Right. Right. Right.
right? This is what people like tell atheists, for example. They say, hey, that phone, who designed it?
Mm.
The manufacturer,
Right.
The
Yeah.
manufacturer designed it. Okay, who's the manufacturer? They'll tell you that too.
Yeah.
Do you know the actual person? What's the name? I don't know the person. That's where the conversation ends. But to them in their heads, yeah, it was designed. Fine, I agree with you.
Yeah.
And then we get to the human being. We say, were you designed? They say, no. My mom gave birth to me. How were you created? My mom created me. Your mom didn't create you.
Yeah.
How did your mom create you? Your mom didn't even know what you would look like.
Right.
She didn't design you. Who designed you? God. Everything has a designer. The greatest designer, the biggest designer, the MVP is God.
Beyond MVP. Yeah.
Beyond MVP. Like, I don't know, like, there's a lot. I mean, you even look at you look at nature in itself, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even if you think about rain, bro.
Rain.
Even if you think about rain, like, do you ever think about where rain comes from?
Yeah. Yeah. It's very weird, bro.
Well, no, I've studied where rain comes from. That makes much more sense, right?
Yeah,
Like,
but-
like the precipitation on the clouds form and
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the science behind it.
yeah.
And people also have to not get it twisted. The knowledge that we have to be able to say, oh, no, science says this, God gave that to us. God gave us certain knowledge for us to even know and act upon, right? We couldn't have just done that by ourselves. God allowed it. That's why you see as generations go, like, you feel me? We could start to get more advanced. But that's not just because we're so great, though. Like, you feel me?
Yeah.
Like, that's God's plan.
Wow. Yeah. It is
Yeah.
God's plan, which we don't know. We'll never know
We'll
until
never know.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
never know God's plan. Our job is to worship the Creator and to live a life of humility, live a life of goodness, right? And we're all sinners at the end of the day,
Yeah.
right? The point is, the good has to outweigh the bad.
I gotcha.
That's the easiest way to.
So
frame
that's
it.
the meaning of life then.
I mean, life is what you make it, right? I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I
You have
think-
to recognize your creator.
Yeah, you have to recognize your creator. I think that's the biggest meaning of life,
Right.
Right. That's because that's the test,
Yeah.
right? If
You have to serve his creation.
if you don't recognize the creator, then I mean, you've immediately lost.
Mm.
You might get everything you want from this life, but After this life is over, I mean, what do you have?
Yeah. It's like in basketball, if you don't recognize there's a hoop and your job is to put the ball in the hoop, you're just going to be airballing the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not going in, buddy.
Yeah.
Something I have been thinking about that's a little bit more deep, even more deeper, is the concept of God. But just in our conversation, I kind of figured it out. I asked, like, I've been thinking about a question, right? I'm like, as human beings, we get lonely, right?
Mm-hmm.
If we're just alone in a house, if we're alone anywhere, God must get lonely. In all the universes, it's just God. Like, does God hang out? What does God do? Right? Like, but then I was like, God isn't human. All these emotions, loneliness, joy, happy, sad, these are all human emotions.
Yeah.
Boom.
We can't even comprehend
What he's going through, yeah.
we don't even know the depth of it. So
Boom.
these are all human emotions. Like, the more I think about God, I'm like, okay, it makes sense. He's the all-powerful, all-seeing. I can't ever comprehend. If I go down this rabbit hole, I'll make myself crazy.
Yeah.
And that's, I'm committing a sin kind of, because God says,
Don't question.
huh?
Don't question me.
No. God.
Oh, really?
No, God doesn't say don't. God says recognize my magnificence, and once you do that, you understand that I can't possibly understand, like the stuff we just talked about. We don't know how the milk doesn't come out. Shit,
Yeah.
I don't know. But like like it's, I don't know.
Yeah, bro. I'm telling you, our perception, like, bro, like, it's so limited, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you feel me? We take all of these, like, human things, and they're so minuscule. Like, they don't compare at all to God's greatness. You feel me? He created the heavens and the earth, the entire universe.
Right.
He's the owner. The earthquake. Who willed that?
Yeah.
Where does that come from? That's also a sign of God.
Right.
The thunder. We don't pay attention to it. Where is it coming from?
You can't humanize God.
You can't.
You cannot humanize God. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
We try, because we're so humans, we're so narcissistic, bro. We're like, well, God must be just like me. Like, God is this or that. He's not anything like any of us. He's God. There's only one thing, God.
Yeah.
It's insane. It's actually, that's why I hate it. I don't hate it, but I don't like to use the word hate, but like dislike it when a lot of atheists try to like break down the concept of God in human terms. You can't. That's the whole test, brother. You can't break down God in humanly terms.
God literally gave us his identity.
What do you mean by that?
In the Quran, he gives us his identity. Who he is.
Okay. That's why he names all these, like, most merciful.
No, for example, I can pull out my ID card. It's going to say Mohamet Diop.
Okay.
I live such and such. I'm black.
Okay.
I'm this height.
Yeah.
This is my weight. Da-da-da. I'm birth certificate. Same thing. These are my parents.
Yeah.
God gives us his identity. He says, well, he's telling the messenger,
Right.
Prophet, Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he's telling the messenger, tell them, he is Allah, he is God. The one and only. Right?
Yeah.
That's the first verse.
Okay.
Right? He says, he is God, the one and only. Right? And then he proceeds and he says, the eternal, the absolute.
Right. All these characteristics.
No end, no beginning. The eternal, the absolute. We're like, whoa. Like, you feel me?
Yeah.
Like, that's actually crazy.
Yeah.
Proceeds. He does not beget.
Nor is he begotten.
Nor is he begotten. You feel me?
Yeah.
One of
Meaning,
the verses, yeah.
no son, no daughter. And he is not the son. He's bigger than that. You feel me?
Okay.
He's not human. And what does he culminate? How does he end it? And there is none like unto him. Boom. That's the chapter. It's chapter 112 of the Quran. Like,
Surah Al-Ikhlas, yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
He gives his identity right there. And when you sit there and think about it, you're like, dang. Like, yeah. Yeah, like, for sure. And really, what that is, the Quran is the final revelation from God, Islamically speaking, right?
It's the last book.
It's the last book given to the last prophet, the last messenger, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, right?
So peace be on him, yeah.
To confirm what came before, which some of it was true, but also to fix.
Uh-huh.
It's like I don't know how to even put it. It's like for example, let's say, for example, I tell you, Matt, go to this restaurant, please.
Yeah.
And I say, Matt, go to this restaurant for me,
Yeah,
please. And tell them I want a burrito. Order me a burrito. Okay?
Okay.
Order me a burrito and put some ketchup on it.
Okay.
Right? And you go to the restaurant and you say, hey, can I get a burrito? Put some ketchup on it. Actually, also throw in some like relish and some mustard. Take out the pepper. And then we're good. Yeah.
Okay. I see what you're getting at. Yeah.
Yeah.
The books before,
Yeah.
they were from God. Right? Books from Moses, from Jesus, peace
Yeah.
be upon them. But over time, they were corrupted, contaminated, right? Pulling things out, pulling things in, making it fit their own, kind of thing. So this final one is the final one, and it's preserved by God. It will never be changed. You go all around the world, all around the world.
It's the same book.
People are reciting the same exact thing, word for word. Nothing. You any error you make, your Muslim brother or sister will identify it instantly. That's incorrect.
Mm.
We all recite the same exact thing.
It's the only book that's remained the same
That's
for over
remained the same.
1400. You can't. Not even a single article has been changed. Like nothing.
Nothing.
And that was God's once promise because He's like, this is the final book.
Yeah.
And it's a perfect book.
It's the perfect book.
The first verse, Alif Lam Mim, it's like
Yeah.
and then the Zalikul Kitabu
Kitab, yeah.
La Rayba Fihi, the second verse, which means this is the perfect book.
Yeah.
That's it.
Preserved.
Preserved, and yeah.
Like, this is just like,
Yeah, it's dude, you got me thinking, man. It's pretty beautiful, yeah.
yeah, it's like, bro, you feel me? It's not that we, like, it's not that we are just like living in life and, whatever, like we go through the motion, whatever. There's direction. We weren't just put on this earth to just tread.
Right.
There's direction.
Yeah.
There's a blueprint,
Yeah.
right?
And as like an Ahmadi Muslim, like I feel like even more than that, because Hazrat Sallallahu we believe also is the last messenger, but we believe he's the last law-bearing prophet. So we believe, like a lot of Muslims believe Jesus is going to come back, Hazrat Isa is going to come back. We don't. We believe in the promised Messiah. So like we believe in a system of caliphate right now. So like for me, I'm just speaking for myself. Like we have a Khalifa, which means successor. So after the promised Messiah, we've had 5 successors. So we're the 5th successor, and he is like our spiritual leader. So he gives a Friday sermon every single week from London, and like he talks to us about the problems of the world and what's happening. And that's inspirational for me, because as humanity we need leaders around the world. And like I feel like a lot of the times religious countries and worlds get separated because we lose leadership and direction, and you need one unifying force to get behind. And like Islam gives that us through obviously daily prayers, but he promises like I'll never leave you without any guidance. Like as Emily was saying, like you have Quran, but I have this caliphate, I have this system of spiritual guidance for you, and that just like keeps you going every day. I don't know, at least for me.
No,
especially.
for sure. I mean, as humans, we need reminders. It's like, I forgot. I don't know. I heard it one time, but like, so like we have a congregational prayer every Friday, right? Juma, and I don't know. I think like I heard like one guy said, or it was told that basically he was like, he basically complained that we're going over the same thing over and over again, like all the time, like like what's the point of this? Kind of basically what he was saying.
Yeah.
But the big picture here is we need to be reminded. There's things I know, like in my head, like you can tell me.
Yeah.
I know it, but I forgot it.
Right.
You feel me? Like we need to be reminded. So I mean, yeah, definitely what he said. But yeah, bro. And then like God, he also tells us, like, you feel me? Did I not send to you a messenger? A warning? Like, you feel me? Like, did no warner come to you?
There's been over 100,000 prophets throughout the course of history, or more than that, probably.
No, it's more than that.
More than that?
More than
Yeah.
that.
Hundreds of thousands of prophets. It's not just like, it's not just been, we only know of like, what, 4 or 5 prophets, the average person, but there's hundreds of thousands.
There's prophets and there's messengers.
Okay.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
There's
Now,
literally.
No,
yeah.
there's a lot.
Right.
Every single, like, if you go back in time to when the human being was even created, Adam, prophet, right? Noah, right?
Yeah.
Ibrahim, like, all prophets. You feel me?
Yeah.
But there comes a time, you know what they say, like all good things come to an end.
Right.
For me, we have our last messenger, our final messenger,
Yeah.
right? And when you really look at things, bro, like when you look at things, I don't know. I feel like whether you be religious or not, you can recognize this is the end of times. I mean,
Just right now, you think?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Oh man. I mean, it looks like it is. Yeah. Like I was telling you, our caliph, our leader, our Khalifa,
Mhm.
he recently said World War III has started. It's already begun.
Mhm.
And that, like, he's never used those specific words, and that was scary for me. I was like, World War III has already started. That means it is literally, like you say, the end. But I mean, I don't know for sure, because you can never know for sure, right?
You can
But-
never know for sure, and you can never know when.
Yes.
But in a general lens,
It
like,
seems.
and you think about,
It's
all
scary,
the
yeah.
people that have. I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
You think about all the people that have ever lived.
Yeah.
If you even try to like even think about who came before you, you're gonna get lost by like your third grandparent. For most of us, at least. I
Right.
don't know my great grandparent. Like I don't know, whatever. But the point is, there's
Wow,
so many people, right?
Mm.
We spend more time underground than living like on the ground. You get what I'm saying? Like that's how you know. That's how you know life is a test, bro. Like,
Yeah.
you feel me? It comes to an end, and once the curtain closes, and I'm talking about for humanity itself.
Right. Death. Yeah.
Okay. You know, there's the resurrection. It even makes sense. Cause and effect, right? You do this, you get that.
Right.
You look at it in a bigger lens. You're gonna be held accountable for your actions that you did in life. You think like, for example, like you feel me, like you can walk around like oppressing people, doing this, and that.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? And sure, it might seem like they're inferior and they can't do anything to you. No, but God sees everything.
Right.
You feel me? Like you will be held accountable, and God talks about that. Like you feel me? Like God allows people that are like, let's say for example, like criminals,
Mm.
to on go and feel like they're powerful with their criminal activities and stuff like that. He lets them go. He lets them proceed. He wants them to feel powerful
Yeah.
until the point God just cuts the show. You feel me? And then it's time for their meeting with God. You feel me? And that's when reality hits in. This is a real thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a real thing, bro. Like literally, like you even look at like the story of like the Pharaoh and stuff like that during the time of the prophet Moses, peace be upon him. Like, bro, like for me, there's been so many powerful people in history,
Yeah.
tyrants, this and that. You feel me?
Okay.
It's us that fail to take heed and actually like really like understand. Like you feel me? What is this message? You know. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I'm so
I don't know about
deep,
you,
man.
Yeah, it does, because like whenever I pray, bro, like I feel vulnerable enough to cry, and like I've weeped in prayers,
Mm.
you know, and it just like it's a peaceful thing, because I just feel relieved when I like weep and bow my head down in prayer. And like if you look at it, every single time we're saying God is the greatest, like in between we say Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. We say it
Mhm.
hundreds of times every day.
Mhm.
Allahu Akbar, God is the greatest, God is the
100%.
greatest,
Yeah.
God is the greatest.
Really?
Hundreds of times. Hundreds of
Oh,
times
wow.
Yeah,
in a
that's-
day.
During 5
that's-
prayers.
Yeah.
That is
Well,
the,
how much? Probably
20 times a prayer?
1/5. Yeah. Every prayer is like different, but
Oh,
Every-
okay.
on average,
we say it even before the prayer starts.
yes.
The call
Oh,
to prayer
Okay.
is like you've heard Allahu Akbar before.
Yeah.
God is the greatest. God is the greatest, right? You
Okay.
know?
Like the prayer I recited before
Mhm.
before he.
That's what
left.
he was doing. That's
yeah.
the call to prayer. He's saying there is no God but God. Like after he says God, he says there is no God but God. And
I bear
I
witness.
bear witness that, you know, Muhammad is his final messenger. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you know? He's saying
Peace be
that.
on us,
And then he's saying, Hayya ala salah, which means
come to prayer.
come to prayer.
Okay.
Then he goes, Hayya al falah. He's saying, come to the success. This is where the success is. He's saying, come to success, right?
Gotcha.
And then he says it again. He goes, Allahu Akbar, you know, whatever. And then we start the prayer.
And you know what? Guess what? Even before I said they count, there's another prayer before that. That's for the whole public. You know, like if you were like, so there's the azan. That's the azan. What I just said was
Okay.
ikama, right?
Iqama, yeah.
So before the ikama is the azan, which everything I say is times 2.
Oh wow.
You say it twice,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like on a speaker. and it's for the surrounding
Yeah,
communities.
exactly.
That's
That
the
is-
call of the prayer. Then you say it again in your prayer. Bro, the whole point is that we've talked. It's just constant
So
reminders.
Like,
they're
there's-
doing this.
There's actually
Yeah.
something super
Wow.
funny. I remember watching because you've seen Taken, the movie.
Yeah.
I remember watching a TikTok video with Liam Neeson,
Yeah.
and he was because he was in Turkey, obviously filming Taken,
yeah.
and then he was talking about like his time there while filming.
Yeah.
He said every single morning at 5 a.m. I kept hearing this call,
Yeah.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Like, I just kept hearing this.
Yeah.
He was like, and it was just so peaceful. But like people, they get up, they go pray, and he even concludes himself. He goes, maybe this is the way like we should live our lives. Basically, that's what he's basically saying.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, this maybe is what we should be doing, like whatever. Like it made sense to him.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that just goes to show,
I
honestly, if you have an open heart, God guides you.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Mm.
And don't ever think for once, like, you see a Muslim, for example, like, they're perfect. No. Because
Oh yeah.
as a Muslim, he can attest to this too, you have to find it yourself. You could be born into it,
Yeah.
but not be fulfilling any of your duties. You just have the name,
Mm.
or you look like it.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Which doesn't mean much.
It doesn't mean much, right?
Yeah.
So it's all about, just like having-
Actions.
yeah, the actions, having an open heart, and all that. Crazy enough, bro. I remember because I played like high school basketball, whatever. So like, I
Really,
had
bro? You're pretty short.
Well, he's only 6'2". How tall are you? How tall are you?
I'm like a 6'1".
6'1",
Yeah.
6'1", yeah.
So I had a teammate. I had a teammate in high school. He was like a couple years younger than me. But I feel after I graduated, because we were 3 years apart. After I graduated high school, I don't know if it was after or during, but he asked me about Islam before.
Okay.
He asked me about it, and then he asked me. I think we were like speaking on Snapchat, like how can I get into this?
He asked you that.
Yeah, like he's like, how can I get into this?
Yeah.
I didn't really know like how to like
Guide him.
guide him there
Okay.
in a sense. But anyway, you move on. So like maybe that was like years ago,
Right.
whatever. We had that conversation. But like I think maybe like last month, I hop on TikTok
Okay.
and I see a mosque with someone converting because Islam is the fastest growing religion in the world, right? People are starting to see it,
Yeah.
understand it, recognize it, joining it.
It's also
God
fascist,
willing.
Yeah.
Obviously, God willing, right? Because God can only allow you to do such thing. But yeah, I see his video, and it's him. I see a video of someone converting, and
It's your
it's
friend.
my friend.
That's insane.
No
Someone I haven't
way.
talked to in so long.
Wow.
Crazy. Because to me, when I saw that, I was like, bro, the conversation we had, like, God really guides you. I was like, what? And okay, first of all, I was watching because obviously I see a lot of convert videos. Like, you see a lot of reverts. I shouldn't be convert,
Yeah,
reverts.
yeah.
You see a lot of reverts. And I just thought it was another one of those videos. I was like, okay, like, mashallah, what Allah has willed. This guy has, stepped into the fold of Islam. But as he's talking, I'm like, I recognize his voice. Because I'm looking at him, I'm not
Wow.
trying to like look at his face, like, because
Yeah.
he's standing from afar too. Like, it's not like a super close video.
Yeah.
It's like showing everybody in the mosque and his family there too, like in the back,
Okay.
supporting him. And I just recognize the voice more and more. And I'm like, hold on, whoa. So I start turning the volume up higher, and then I'm looking at him, I'm like, bro, what? I don't want to say his name, obviously, because I don't know.
No,
whatever,
yeah,
but
you're good.
yeah, I'm like, yo, like, that's him. I'm like, that is crazy.
That is pretty crazy.
And then, like, I had his contact and everything still, obviously.
You hit him
'cause,
up?
we were boys. Yeah, I sent him a message. I sent him the video. I said, bro, no way. You feel me? Like, super excited.
How many years later is this, by the way?
This is probably, when I graduated 2017. We're in 2024. This could be like six years. This could be 6 years, yeah.
Wow.
But God, he found God, bro.
Yeah.
6 years.
6 years. Probably like 6 years, yeah. Because I graduated 2017, and it wasn't too long after that I remember last time talking to him.
Okay.
So, yeah, I was like,
It's a
that is
trip.
insane. Like, who would have thought? Because he could have just been Muslim, and I could have just ran into him one day, or maybe I not.
Yeah.
Whatever, and I wouldn't have known. But it's the fact that I actually landed on that video. Like, you feel me? I don't see every single revert.
Yeah.
I don't see it. But, like, I saw that one. I was like, whoa. Insane, bro.
He's not a revert, he's a convert, yeah.
Yeah, no, well, we say reverts, Islamically speaking, because, like, every single human being that's born is born a Muslim, Islamically speaking. Because being a Muslim means what? to submit to God. And that newborn baby recognizes God. Believe it or not. It's the influence around them that shapes who they become.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's the same thing. Like I told you, like, who are you fashioned by? Who creates you? God. Right? You submit to God. You know how are you growing in your mom's tummy? How do you become 6 months, 7 months, 8 months? That's all God. God programmed that. You had nothing to do with it. You didn't go looking. God was forming you, created you. The soul blown into all of that stuff. That's all God. You're born a Muslim, someone that submits. Because I don't want to get it twisted. Like people think Muslim, oh, they're the ones who. A Muslim is one who submits to Allah, who submits to God, recognizes God, submits to Him, and realizes there is no one worthy of worship other than Him. He's the highest. That's what a Muslim is.
And Muhammad is his messenger.
Exactly. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That's what a Muslim is.
And that's the only thing that's also something that I find really interesting and like inspiring is when somebody converts to Islam, that's all they say. La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. That's it.
That's all you have to say.
That's it, and you're Muslim. Like it's like it's like yo, that's kind of wild, you know?
Yeah, because that person that reverts, that person, their past sins, it's like they're a newborn baby once again.
Okay.
Once you convert, like that's it. Like you are forgiven. This is a new life for
because
you.
now you know the truth. Before you were lost, you didn't know.
Before you were lost. Yeah, before you were lost.
And not in all aspects of life, right? Mm-hmm. But you were just lost in a spiritual sense.
We're talking about a spiritual sense. Yeah, like you identify. Because one of the most coolest things I actually heard, I was at this, gosh, I don't know what to call it, seminar, I guess. But it was basically talking, we're more talking about like the aspect of like atheism, different religions, recognizing them kind of a thing, you know?
Recognizing what?
Recognizing different religions, different people, kind of a thing.
Gotcha.
Because as Muslims, we can't treat you differently because you're not Muslim. You feel me? We don't think we're better than you. You feel me?
Yeah.
Because only God can judge who's the righteous one.
Okay.
You feel me? Only God can do that.
Yeah.
We have to treat you just like anybody else.
I see what you're saying.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, that seminar was like about the concept of God. And the dude goes, people recognize God. Like you see you brought like a whole gang of people here. You got people from different backgrounds or whatever, this and that, But like when it comes to belief, people like a lot of them are gonna recognize God. Like like you hear people say, "Oh my God." People are like literally like at their lowest point in life. They're like, "God help me." Fear about to drown. God help me. All these fears. That's when people naturally start to incline to God. I don't know if you realize it or not.
No, yeah.
You can see someone that does not worship God.
Yeah.
And they can be at like
on
their
deathbed.
breaking point.
Yeah.
God. If you ever realize that.
Yeah.
You feel me? So basically, the dude was like, like people recognize God. People have the wrong concept of God. And tie that to the different religions. Right?
Okay.
Because there's people, they believe in God. They have the wrong concept of God. Some people, Jesus, right? For example.
I get what you're saying.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's different
iterations, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's the thing.
Right.
You feel me? But yeah, bro. I thought that was deep. I was like, that's actually like pretty crazy when you think about it. Like, you feel me? Yeah.
Because all the religions, if you look at Hinduism, Christianity, Judaism, they all believe in God. They believe in some sort of God. They just have different conceptions.
Yeah. Different conceptions.
So you think about it, most of the world does believe in God, because most of the world, is a follower of some religion.
Most of the world believes in God. Yeah.
But I mean, it's another debate if they're religious or not. But most of the world believes in God, just in different ways.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what it is. I forgot my train of thought of what I was trying to get to, but like literally.
Yep.
Man.
That's the reality.
So
man.
okay, I want to ask a question about this revert thing. So you're saying when you're born a Muslim, and then it's.
So it is the people,
the
influence around you. For example, your parents.
Yeah.
Your parents are what? They can be Christian.
Okay.
They can be Jewish.
Yeah.
Because you are, their child.
Yeah, you become this.
They influence you.
Right.
And you become this, right?
Okay.
But you were born a Muslim. You were born someone that submits their will, meaning I can't without God.
So why can't a Christian submit their will?
Well, when you say submit their will, I think
Mhm.
that's more something that's like I don't know how to say it. How do you describe submitting your will?
Accepting God into your life, that He is your creator.
He is your creator,
Yeah.
but the difference is,
Or that, and your purpose of life is to worship.
yes, and how you worship. What do you follow? What do you believe?
Okay.
All these kinds of things. You get what I'm saying? So I mean that's what it is when it comes to submission.
So
But it
so
gets-
you're
but it
saying
gets deeper, because guess what? If you're gonna submit your will, how do you know how to submit your will?
So he's saying, like, in Islam, you submit to God, one God, right?
Mhm.
Like, let's say Christianity.
Yeah.
Like, let's say Christian. They're submitting to Jesus, which is technically the Son of God,
Son-
right? So
right,
that's not
okay.
that's not what I think what you're trying to say is that's not God, though, because that's the Son of God,
Yeah,
and there
it's a
can't be
Muslim
any
idol.
Son of God.
Correct.
But to go into, I think what your point is about people being born as Muslim is like naturally we have these intuitions and these things in our body where we know kind of where the truth is, but because of our surroundings we become whatever other people do around us. So if somebody is doing X thing, we start doing X thing because that's just normalized, and then we don't want to be outside the zones. I think that's what you mean, right? It's more like
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, not like literally. I don't think literally people don't. I mean, a kid doesn't know what as they get older, they know
Yeah.
what religion is and they're
Mhm.
educated, but they have the right instincts. It's just
But it's like also we can't get it twisted to the point where it's like, let's say you're born into a Muslim family, right?
Mhm.
That Muslim family, for example, the parent might submit their will to God, right? But that family's born into a Muslim family. They'll see everything that happens.
Yeah.
But as human beings, we all have what? Free will to
Right.
do whatever we want at the end of the day, right? So it always come back on us and the guidance of God. Because, like, I can't sit here and, like, force this person to become a Muslim. I can't do that. Only God can do that. There's no way. This is the heart. It's
Yeah.
the heart.
It is.
God guides the heart.
Mhm.
No human being has any type of control over that. God guides the heart. So that's also very important to call out, because like I said earlier, like, like you might see a person, they're Muslim, this and that, but it's like once you really want to define it and get into it,
Yeah.
you feel me? That it gets more divine. It's like, when it comes to maybe following like the obligations, fulfilling the duties, they couldn't have done that without God.
Yeah.
That's basically what I'm trying to
In
get.
Islam, there's no it says there's no in the Quran. It says there's no compulsion in religion. Is it a Quranic verse or a Hadith?
I don't know.
It might be
I know
one
what
or the
you- I
other,
know
but
what
there's
you-
no compulsion in religion. Meaning, like what you said, it has to come from yourself, your heart. You can't do it to please your family,
Gotcha.
to please a nation, to please your wife or whatever. Like a lot of people, like when they marry somebody, they convert the other person.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like if you're doing it to please your husband or wife or vice versa, you're not actually doing it for the right reasons.
Yeah,
Your heart has to be pure. You got to do it for God. You can't do it to please any people.
And at the end of the day, it's
Yeah.
taking one step towards God. If you actually want to,
Yeah.
God will make it easy for you.
Yeah, and once you're Muslim, the game is not over. That's like you. It's
Oh, yeah,
lifelong
constantly working,
work.
constantly
Yeah,
working.
it's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
like, oh my God, you're Muslim and you're going to heaven.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, I might go to hell, bro.
Yeah,
Like, I'm a
it's-
yeah.
sinner. Like
God-
everybody's a sinner.
Yeah.
You don't stop sinning. That's why you say Allahu Akbar hundreds of times. You pray literally
Because
thousands of times throughout the course of your life.
because
Probably
God
millions.
loves that we turn back to Him. God knows better than us that we are sinners. Like if you look at the Quran and when God talks about the human being, when the first human being was created, like that's discussed like in the first or the second chapter of the Quran. That's discussed.
What's the first chapter of the Quran? What is it
Surah
called?
Fatiha.
Surah Fatiha.
It's
What
the
does
most
that
beautiful.
translate to?
That's the opening.
Yeah.
The
If you want me
opening.
to tell you the rest of the translation, I mean it's in the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. By the way, every chapter
Chapter.
of the Quran,
Mhm.
whenever we recite, we say Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, which means in the name of God, the most gracious, the most merciful. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen.
Praise,
means
all praise and
belongs
thanks
to
are due
Allah.
to God.
Lord
there-
of all the world.
Is there a title though?
Yes.
Yes.
So that's what is the title of that chapter.
Yeah.
Fatiha.
It's called Fatiha, Surah Al-Fatiha.
And that translates to the beginning? Or what'd you say?
It's the
or-
opening.
Okay, opening.
It's the opening.
Okay, got it.
Fatiha means praise, right?
I don't know exactly what does it translate Fatiha. I don't know.
Fatiha. Well, let me look it up right now as you guys talk. But yeah.
Okay.
But yeah.
It's
all
the
praise belongs to
opening.
God, Lord of all the worlds. The most beautiful verse that I like from Surah Fatiha is, "Thee alone do we worship, and Thee alone do we ask for help. Guide us to the right path, the path of those who committed good, not the path of those who do evil." And before every rak'ah, you know, like how many times you go down and come back up, we say that as our opening chapter.
Oh, really?
So we're saying Surah Fatiha, by the way, hundreds of times, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Not hundreds, but a lot of times, yeah.
The supplication that is inside of that chapter is guide us to the straight path. And we don't realize that's the supplication we make the most.
Oh yeah.
That is the supplication. Like, we can ask God for this, ask God for that, but that is the supplication we make the most, and God made it that way for us. Yeah, but yeah, bro, it's
So in the Bible, I know. I mean, I don't know much about religion at all. That's why I ask you a lot of questions. Always, I always ask people questions. I just curious. It's Genesis, so I guess it's like a very similar thing. The opening Genesis. Is that what it translates to? Maybe.
Let me tell you this.
You know what? I just looked it up, by the way.
Is Genesis?
Fatiha means that which opens or begins.
It's the opening.
So yeah.
Yeah, Genesis.
Genesis means the inception of something.
Yeah.
So yeah, Fatiha means that which begins, literally.
Same title.
That's why I call it the opening.
It's the that's what it means.
But
Gotcha.
It's the first chapter.
if you ever want to compare the Bible and the Quran, no, there's similarities.
Yeah.
No, there's similarities. As Muslims, we believe that is the final book. That is the perfected book.
The Quran
So,
is,
the Quran.
The Bible has some beautiful verses and
Because
teachings, yeah.
When people...
Because that was once God's word too, by the way. The Bible was once God's word.
That was given to Jesus.
Yeah.
When people, for example, come from Christianity and then come to Islam, the main thing with them is, that I've seen, I don't want to speak for myself, is there's something that does not sit well with them. Right?
Okay.
There's something that does not sit well with them that they just like are trying to figure out and it didn't make sense. And then once they read the Quran, they're like, this makes sense. Like, this is what it is. This is what was missing. And that's why this like was wrong. You feel me? That's the switch. But that's why there's similarities. They're like, okay, all of this, but whoa, this. And then they read the Quran, they're like, oh my God, you guys also believe in this? But you guys also have this. You feel me?
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. So I get what you're saying. There's something missing in somebody's life, and I guess you're saying Christianity maybe doesn't answer that for them. But when they read the Quran or like in like a mosque, like they feel that answer. Is that what you're saying?
He's saying once you get to really study Islam, like you can't have that if you just read the Quran once or twice. You have to properly investigate and study.
Could you say the same thing about the Bible though?
Like you're saying, if somebody goes from Islam to the Bible,
maybe not, but maybe they're already Christian and they go dive into the Bible.
I think so.
You know what I'm saying?
It's the thing is, what he's saying is,
But
there's always going to be a part of them that's a little bit pondering the question.
If their heart is open.
If their heart is open.
If their heart is open.
Yeah.
Because the Quran is very clear. This is God talking. Bro, let's how I can say this. When the Quran was revealed to the Prophet Muhammad right? When God says, when he sends messengers, right? He sends them speaking that same, like, let's say he wants to speak to a certain nation or whatever.
Yeah.
That messenger will have to be part of that nation, speak that language, Arabic, hence, right? The Quran is in Arabic, right?
Yeah.
So when it was first like revealed, even the people, the Arabic speaking people, like, even if you wanted to put it side by side, the Arabic language and the Quran, the Quran is a divinely, like, there's, to the Arabic speaker, it's a miracle. Because this is nothing a human being can say. You get what I'm saying?
Like, so what he's saying, it's very powerful actually, because the actual literature, the words itself, Arabic people don't speak like that. It's beyond standard Arabic.
It's like, for example, we speak English.
Yeah.
Let's say something came to me in English. Obviously, I know that's never going to happen. But let's say something came to me in English, like let's putting it in that context, but it was the most highest of Englishes, very eloquent, straight to the point, clear, just like no human being could have ever said this.
It's like, think of Shakespearean English, but make it like it apply, like everybody can understand it.
You don't think that's true in Hebrew, like with the Bible?
Yeah, but I mean, you have to understand.
Yeah,
we're talking about the Hebrew. We're talking about the Torah.
Yeah.
That was from God.
Wasn't the true. I get what you're saying. Yeah. So
So
the Bible's also written in Hebrew, right? That was
the Bible. Yeah, the Bible is
okay.
The Bible, the Torah first, right?
First, yeah.
The Torah first.
Yeah.
We believe in that. We believe in that. That came from God.
Right.
Given to the prophet Moses, peace be upon him. Right.
The thing that distinguishes the Quran, though, if you look at, you're right. The Bible in its original form, beautiful book.
Yeah.
The Torah, beautiful. All of them are beautiful books. It's just
humans over time change things.
they changed it, and it didn't become perfect anymore. So God was like, you know what? I'm gonna send one more time. They got one more chance. Perfect book, and thankfully, 1,400 years down the road, not a single particle or article has been changed. Nothing.
Well, because God called it that way, right? He said, "This is the final messenger," right? This is everything straight and clear to give warning to you guys, you know, for you guys to understand, to ponder, right? To ponder, to think, to use your brains, you know, and, you know, explore it. So, yeah, I mean, all of that, like, bro, these are all truths. The Torah in its original form, the Bible, and in the Quran, right? Just fine. Because
I get what you're saying.
You know
Yeah.
So that's what it is.
Okay.
That's what it is. It's that's what I like to say it as, like, okay, the final messenger, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, right? The final messenger, like, there's nobody else coming after that to warn us.
Yeah.
The only thing that's gonna be left for us to, you know, actually like see is what?
The book.
The day of judgment. Like that's it.
Yeah.
It's just over. Like, it's over. You feel me?
Okay.
Like, nobody else is gonna come to us.
Yeah.
And be like, hey, do this. There's not gonna be anything else presented to us.
Well, as Emily, though, we believe like the promised Messiah came in the system of caliphate. So God, like, the reason why that's kind of like interesting to me is God doesn't. There's never been a time where God has left humanity without some sort of message. So right now, because it's like you say, the end of times, the Ahmadis believe in a caliphate system where actively somebody is there, and we believe he's from God. He's not a messenger, but he's, you know, like a lot. I mean, I know you, most Sunnis, like you're Sunni, right? Like Muslims, you guys do believe the Hazrat Isa will come back, right?
Yes.
Like Jesus will come. So Ahmadis, we kind of disagree on that. We believe like Jesus died, like all prophets of God have died, and then we believe the promised Messiah came. That's for us.
Okay.
So like, we're agreeing on the same thing, but it's like the nuances that we disagree on, you know, like in terms of
Yeah, because there's a lot of signs that lead up to the day of judgment.
Okay.
There's a lot of signs that lead up to the day of judgment. As those signs unfold, we're living in some now. Obviously, I don't have to get into it, but it's like,
yeah,
you know, slowly we're getting there. One of the signs, obviously, like for us, like, you know, Isa is going to descend.
Yeah.
Right? And that's going to be a sign. There's just going to be a lot of things that unfold.
So, okay.
Until the hour strikes.
So, okay. So in Christianity, right? It's Catholicism, and then it broke into a bunch of different, like, Christian Orthodox, like, ideas, right? Like, so Protestants, and then, like, Presbyterians, so on and so forth. So, basically, they're interpreting the book differently in slightly different aspects, right? That's basically what's happening. And so in the Quran, so with like Sunnis, Shia, and then like Ahmad, you guys are also interpreting the Quran differently, right?
No.
No?
I wouldn't say nobody would ever interpret the Quran differently. I mean, obviously, like, if you like yourself wanted to interpret it or whatever, but
so why make the distinction between these if you're not interpreting differently?
So
what happened though with that is politics. So if you look at first, right, since when Prophet Muhammad passed away, and if you look at Hazrat Ali, what happened afterwards, the Shia. So what happened was there was a system of caliphate, right? So you believe Hazrat Abu Bakr, Hazrat Umar, Hazrat Usman, and Hazrat Ali.
Yep.
but a lot of Shias they only believe in Hazrat Ali, right? Like what happened was politics happened, right? Like it became more political in nature, and so people split apart, right? And that's what's happened. In terms of your question about interpretation of Quranic verses, at the end of the day, we agree on the same foundations. It's the nuances that people disagree on.
So same thing as Christianity.
Yeah, but in Christianity, it's a little different, right? Because you guys, a lot of people don't believe in the Pope versus the Pope, right? There's Protestants.
But that was like a political thing as well, like during the Protestant Reformation.
Right. Yeah, it was a political thing as well. Right. So it's similar to that.
So, okay.
But at the end of the day, like the Quran is the same book. Even though like you're Sunni, we read the same Quran. Like it's the exact same word by word, article by article. We don't disagree on it's the same.
Protestant reads the New Testament, like Catholics read the Old Testament.
Yeah. For all Muslims, Shias, they read the same Quran.
Yeah, it's the book. It's the book. You feel me? And
so now I have a question. So where's the distinction? Like, why do Ahmadis see like Jesus coming back, or not coming back, and Sunnis believe he's coming back? So where does that, like, in the book, where is that like discrepancy or thought process difference? Or
that is revealed to us from our Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So he speaks not for himself. Like when he spoke, like as a messenger, obviously, like what he spoke was directly from God, right? So he is the most recorded person in history.
Okay.
From everything he said.
Yeah.
The way he walked, the way he talked, his character. He is the most recorded person in history, right?
Yeah.
So everything we get that we say is from him.
Okay.
That's accurate, I should say. Because there are some fabrications, but yeah, so.
So the fundamental, I don't know about Shias and Sunnis, but Ahmadis are the closest to Sunnis in terms of our beliefs.
Okay.
Like I believe in everything you believe. The only difference is I believe that Hazrat Isa, which is Jesus, died. And I don't think he's coming back.
Well, where do you see that distinct? Like, is that in the are you seeing that in the Quran? And they're not.
Yeah, we believe there's verses in the Quran where Allah says, and again, so going back to your question, I guess you are kind of right where we disagree on certain verses, the interpretation of it, like what that means. But yeah, like we believe, like I was thinking about this. If you think about logically, right? Like if God sends on a prophet, Muhammad, we believe is the last messenger.
Yeah,
he's the last law-bearing prophet. If he passed away, then all prophets before him must have also passed away. That's our belief. Our belief is there's only one God, and a lot of Sunnis believe, and I don't know if you believe this, but like, you believe like Jesus is still alive, right?
Correct.
So like for us, I'm speaking from what Ahmadis believe. That doesn't make sense to us in that we think and Catholics believe Jesus is God, and then if Sunnis are believing Jesus is still alive, technically. We think it's disrespectful to God because there can only be one God, and all men there's only all men in history and women have died. So it just to us it's disrespectful to the divinity of God to say that a human is still alive that came thousands of years before, right? And like as Ahmadis, we believe, like you believe, Ahmadis, we believe that God. A lot of the Muslims actually went astray. We believe that the Muslims went astray. If you look at the Muslim world right now. It's so divided. Look at Iran, Shia, Saudi Arabia. Again, politics. It's nothing. Islam is the perfect. Quran is the perfect book. Islam is the most beautiful religion. But because we're humans,
that are imperfect. Yeah.
Because we're humans, we complicate things and we make things worse. And like we put our own egos into it.
Yeah.
And we believe along the way, something happened, and that's why God sent down the promised Messiah. Now he's not a law-bearing prophet. So a lot of Sunnis think that Ahmadis believe that we don't think Hazrat Muhammad, God forbid, is the last prophet. We do. We believe he's the last law-bearing prophet. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, yeah, that's the last law-bearing prophet. I agree. We agree.
Yep.
Yeah, promised Messiah though. They believe Hazrat Isa. Sunnis believe Hazrat Isa is the promised Messiah. Yeah, Isa means Jesus. Sorry, it's the same thing. Ibrahim. Yeah. So we believe Hazrat Isa died. Right. We believe but God sent down promised Messiah. In the continent of India. His name is Hazrat Masih Maud. That's what we believe.
Okay.
And he came in 1890. And he said, I am the promised Messiah. He wrote an iteration of books. And again, he's not claiming to create a new religion. He's saying, God sent me because the Muslim world is lost. And God promises the Muslims, I'll never leave you without any guidance. And he sent me. And that's where Ahmadiyyat started. And now, after the Promised Messiah passed away, we have the same system of caliphate. Again, these are spiritual successors.
I get what you're saying.
So there's the first caliph, the second caliph, third, fourth, and now we're in the fifth iteration of the caliph.
Yeah.
His name is Hazrat, we believe, Mirza Masroor Ahmad. He lives in London. Because we're persecuted in Pakistan, he had to immigrate. And
He's elected?
he's he's elected by God. So, but that's a democratic process. So people get together after every caliph passes away in our community. A group of people come together, and they all vote. But every single time a caliph has been elected, there has been no debate. God put them in their hearts. There was one name. Like the most recent election that happened in 2001 or 2004, when the fourth caliph passed. They all came together. They voted. And they all voted for the same person. It was unanimous.
And this happened every single time?
Every single time. Because they pray. Every time a successor passes away, they gather a community of these people. And who are these people? They're the presidents of the international countries.
Okay.
So
and how many of them are there?
150. There's 150 countries.
And
Where
150 people.
show up and they pray.
And they all unanimously say.
All unanimously said this man. And it's happened every single time. And like the reason why, like I've talked to a lot of my Sunni friends and Shia friends, and the reason why like Ahmadiyyat sticks out to me uniquely is because, like you said, going back to your point, God never leaves you without any guidance.
Mm-hmm.
And like I've told you this before. When I was here in America, Los Angeles, when I moved there,
Mm-hmm.
our caliph came into Los Angeles. It's never happened to me before when I see a person, but like I just started weeping. Like I don't know what it was about him, but every single time I've seen him, not every the more I see him in person, like I communicate with him, I just start crying. There's like a light to him, you know, and like that's the light that God gives divinely elected people. And again, he's not a prophet. He's not a messenger.
Yeah,
Muhammad Sallallahu was the last messenger. But whenever I see him, now that I think back, I'm like, imagine the time with the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu, the last messenger. How was he able to convert so many people? It's because there was a light to him. There was like, he was a source of guidance.
And what you're talking about with the caliphs, Pakistan, like obviously, like obviously, like they have that in Pakistan.
India.
In
That's where
India.
Muhammad Society came, yeah.
But that is pervasive, like in Africa as well.
Okay.
So
there's in Africa there are caliphs and
there. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
But they're political, though, a lot of them, right?
They're not even political.
A lot of them.
Now
Yeah.
it gets political.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now it gets political. But when you go back to maybe like 1800s, like early 1900s, whatever, like there's been some really, really great leaders that helped guide people. Kind of like what he's talking about.
So wait, sorry, real quick. Do you believe in caliphs?
Well, what do you mean believe?
Because, wait, one second. So, Ahmadi is not about caliphs. We believe that the promised Messiah came.
Yeah.
Which is, he believes Hazrat Isa is that. And also, one thing I want to be just before preface.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
we don't believe the caliphate just for India or Pakistan or Bangladesh. We believe it's for the entire
For the
world.
nation? Okay.
No, not for the nation, for the entire world. Like, he's.
For the entire world.
But it's spiritual. It's never
Okay.
going to be political. So, Ahmadis believe that you can't put politics into it. So, the Khalifa will never rule or govern a nation or country. The whole point of it is he is the spiritual advisor.
Mm-hmm.
He'll tell you what to do spiritual. He'll never tell you who to vote for or what to vote. It's nothing to do with land or power. It's just spiritual guidance. So, to your question, caliphate, we both believe in one caliphate. We believe Hazrat Muhammad after the caliphate happened. We believe in the four successors. But Shias, they don't believe in the caliphs before, right? Like, they don't believe in the...
I'm not familiar with the Shias, but Sunnis, they follow the Sunnah, meaning the ways of the Prophet.
Yeah.
Right? So that's all we stick to. The book and the Sunnah. Okay.
So are Sunnis then like the most strict to what the book is saying?
I can only speak for myself because I don't. You know, if I knew exactly
other religions and
how other sectors, I should say, you know, operated, I could speak on it, but I don't. So obviously I can't do that.
I got you.
Same here, by the way. I don't know what the Shia belief is, to be honest. Or
like that's because that's like I won't say it's rare. It's not common though, right?
What do you mean?
You're gonna get like Shias. Like we don't come across Shias a lot. Like you feel me?
Yeah. So Sunnis are definitely
the most common.
The most, yeah. So Sunnis are the majority.
They're the more highly populated, I should say.
I gotcha.
Like you feel me? But at the end of the day, it's the same book.
Same book.
You feel
Yes.
me? That's what we're pointing towards.
Yeah, no, I'm totally
Right?
understand. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same book. But yeah, I mean, like the prophet Jesus, peace be upon him. Yeah, one of the signs of the day of judgment. You know,
Mm-hmm.
when he descends, because I don't know the story. I forget it like in full, but he was ascended as he was about to be killed.
Sent into heaven.
As he was about to be killed, right? That's
Wait. Sorry, I missed the last point.
like he was ascended.
You're saying the Quran says that?
No, like from
Oh,
the
what are you
hadith,
saying?
like you feel me? Like he was ascended.
Okay.
You feel me?
Jesus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
But the person who was actually killed in place of Jesus, that's where the story continues and the divide happens. So people say, no, Jesus died. You feel me? Like he was killed, this is that. But it wasn't in fact Jesus. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's our belief.
We agree actually on
Yeah.
Amity's belief, but we actually believe like he survived. So we believe somebody else was killed in place of him, but we believe he actually lived to 100 years old, 120 or something like that. Like we believe like he immigrated, made his way back to the subcontinent, and that's where he died.
Where did they say he died?
Where in India?
In India.
Yeah,
So there's-
that's what our belief is.
Yeah,
Amity's.
I don't-
Like they died somewhere along the way in India, somewhere I don't know exactly where, but that's where they found like, and that's where he's buried. But we don't believe he was ascended to the heavens.
So there's some, I don't know what religion or whatever, but there's a lot of talk out there that people believe that he actually went to Japan and he passed in Japan, died in Japan.
I don't know.
I've never heard that one.
Yeah.
I've never heard Japan. How
Yeah.
wait, how is Japan possible though? This is thousands of years ago.
No, so I read a little, I didn't read too much, so don't quote me on anything, but I read a little bit that throughout some of his years, he went for 15 years to Japan, went back to Israel, and then
He came back from
this is what it says. I don't know where this is from, but this is what
Okay.
Really? Yeah, some article I read, and that he ended up going to Japan, and there's a whole burial site in Japan
dedicated to Jesus.
dedicated
Where,
to
where,
Jesus.
where?
Look it up. I'm not too sure.
Huh.
Just look up Japanese
Japan, Jesus.
Japanese Jesus.
Who
burial.
believes? Like, this?
You look. I don't know. So I don't want to lie to anybody.
Well, we don't know. For I mean, Japan.
I don't
Jesus.
believe this happened, right?
The Shingo Village Tomb of Christ, the little
Tomb
known
of
legend of. So it's a story. The grave of Jesus, Shingo Aomori, the alleged tomb of Jesus in Shingo Village, Christ Tomb in Aomori. Yeah, it looks like authentic fakes. The case of the tomb of Christ in Japan.
But who believes this? That can you look that
Which
up?
Christian denominations believe Jesus is buried in Japan? No connection.
No connection.
I don't know. I mean, I have to dig deep.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can't
yeah,
do it
yeah.
in a minute or two, but sure.
Like,
But
When I saw that, I was like, I had never heard. Actually,
that to me seems a little sus.
I saw that dude
There's
like.
water in between the two.
I know, bro. I saw that like, probably like a month ago or 2 months ago. And I was
Yeah.
like, this is a trip. Like, I didn't know anybody ever believed that.
The thing about Islam though is
Mhm.
like, regardless, we have these disagreements about the promised Messiah and Hazrat Isa, and like in prayers, we only talk about the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and we talk about Hazrat Abraham
yeah.
Okay.
and Prophet Abraham.
You
So
guys
that's-
follow the book, the Sunnah,
Yeah,
and the Hadith.
we do this. Yeah,
You
we
guys-
follow.
Believe all three. We believe all three.
Yeah. There might be
And-
some sects who don't believe in the Hadith or something. But
Yeah, I know that like the Shias, for example, they're a bit different.
Mm.
But based on what he's talking about, we believe in the same thing.
yeah.
we
Sunni
believe it.
Ahmadis, yeah.
We believe in the
We're
same
the
thing for
closest.
most
Like
part.
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, dude. There's no go ahead.
So okay, so it's so similar. So in Pakistan, why are you guys like persecuted?
Because a lot of again, same thing, right?
Are
Politics.
Shias persecuted or?
Yes. She not as much as Ahmadis though, because in the Pakistani constitution, it
They're
says
persecuted.
Oh yeah, bro.
That's
That's
why
why I'm
I
here. In Pakistan, in the state constitution, it says Ahmadis are not Muslims. Because what they say, and again, it's a lie, they say that we don't think Prophet Muhammad, peace be on him, is the last messenger. But he is. I've said I agree. He is the last law-bearing prophet. There's not going to be any other book after. The Quran is the last book.
Mm.
And they've used Ahmadis as a scapegoat. So they use Ahmadis as a way to divide people, as a way to say, oh, they're to blame. They're
Okay.
forces of Israel or something. You know, like,
Really?
yeah, like the Constitution of Pakistan, I can't vote. Nobody in my family ever voted because the only way to vote is to say The promised Messiah who we believe is not. We have to sign that he's a liar, and we have to disavow our religious beliefs.
So
We're not
who's a
gonna do
liar?
that. Promised Messiah who we believe in as the promised Messiah.
Oh, in the 1890,
Yeah.
this guy.
Yeah, yeah.
What was his name?
His name was Mirza Ghulam Ahmed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in Pakistan, yeah, that's why we're persecuted, and that's why. And like as a Muslim, and you agree with this. Like once somebody says La ilaha Muhammad Rasulullah, they're Muslim. That's it's between them and
Yeah.
God.
It's between
And
them
like
and God.
so what Pakistani government does, it's not Islamic. It's political and cultural. Like that's a political thing. It has nothing to do with Islam, and they violate Islamic teachings when they
Yeah.
say that.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, no, 100%. And it's crazy though. Like what you're saying, like obviously, like you
Yeah.
feel me. Like the thing is, there's always gonna be sectors. Like you feel me.
Yeah.
So I'm just talking about an aspect of guidance.
Mhm.
So like in Africa, for example, we have caliphs, a little bit different, but they're like leaders in like a specific country or whatever, and they're like known to be like those that are like very close to God or whatever.
Okay.
So to me, it's like different schools, if you will, right? Different schools of thought.
Okay.
But those different schools lead you to the same path, and you guys all believe the same thing anyway. You feel me?
Yeah.
So like that's kind of how it is like in Africa, like speaking. You feel me? Like there's some people like this leader is the one that, like they learn from him. They learn the ways. He's the teacher. Learn the like to be a Muslim, like this and this. They learn through him.
I
They learn
see.
through There's just a lot of leaders like throughout, because the way Islam spread,
Yeah.
first of all, is it came to Africa, right? Like when Islam like first like started, you feel me?
Okay.
Like they were sent to Abyssinia,
Mm.
Yes. They were sent to Abyssinia.
Where's that?
Omer?
And-
It's in modern day.
Abyssinia is modern Ethiopia.
Modern Ethiopia. Okay. That was the
Modern-
North
first.
Africa. Yeah.
Modern
Wow,
Ethiopia.
okay.
A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah.
The history of Islam is very rich. So it's not an Arab
Exactly.
religion,
Yeah.
Which is it's made out to be.
which people think it is.
Just because it's in Arabic, but that was
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Moses, for example,
Yeah.
was a black man, a dark man.
Really?
Oh yeah,
I didn't know that.
yeah. When I learned, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Adam, first man ever created, was black, dark
Yeah.
skinned.
That makes sense because humanity was created out of Africa.
Mhm.
And yeah.
Adam, and Adam means dark. Like you feel me? Like in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
translation. But yeah, so they migrated to Abyssinia. Abyssinia, present Ethiopia. You feel me? And then Africa, like itself, you feel me? When you think about the religion of Islam, like we call it like dawah, for example. Like you can like try to like you can spread the religion.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? Like with your words and this is that. But in Africa, like in some areas specifically,
Yeah.
the leaders and people that were Muslim, what really drew people to Islam was their character.
Mm.
Their character. Meaning whether it be in business, the way they did business, is that people's character was really what shined. And that really, it's like, for example, you meet someone and their character is just like so astonishing and so great. You're going to want to be like that person naturally. Somewhat. You know what I'm saying? That's the domino effect of Islam sometimes. Like,
Okay.
you feel me? Like, it's very, what's the word? I don't know. Like, it has like a very high influence.
Yeah.
It's very.
It has a charm, but it's spiritual. You know,
Uh-huh.
it's not like
You
yeah.
feel me?
Yeah.
So like, it's spread. It's spread. Mali. I don't know if you're like the richest man that ever even lived. Mansa Musa.
Monzo. Yeah.
You like feel me? He was.
You called him Mali?
He's because he was the king of Mali.
Oh, King of Mali.
You've heard of Mansa
Country-
Musa?
Yeah, I know Monzo.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know he was a King of Mali though. Okay.
Yeah. So he's from the country of Mali,
Okay.
and he was Muslim.
Oh wow. Okay, I didn't know that either.
Yeah, he was Muslim. All of these great like people, like it wasn't just him. Is what I'm trying to say. Like you go down in history, like
Yeah.
there's people from everywhere. You feel me? And then you look at the Prophet Ibrahim, for example, right?
Abraham and
Abraham.
Abraham. Yeah.
Abraham.
I got that one.
Mhm.
Abraham,
Yeah.
his wife
Yeah.
Hajar
Okay.
was black. She was African.
I did not know
Yeah,
that.
she's
Wow.
African. Yeah, she's African as well. So there's like
Where's like these types? Where are these written? Are these in the Quran?
So some of these are interpreted from the Quran, like for example, you talk about Adam and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then some of the miracles of the Quran, like I'll have to like show it to you, like with Prophet Moses,
Okay.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like there's certain parts of the Quran where like God has showed us, like, you feel me? Like he showed us like certain things. Like there's like a part pretty much where he's talking to Moses. I don't want to misinterpret it, but like he's talking to Moses, and basically the miracle of it is I'll have to show you the video, but he pretty much, like, Moses had his hand under his arm, right?
Okay.
He had his hand under his arm, and the miracle of that was when he removed it, his hand became white. That wouldn't have been a miracle had he been white.
Okay.
He was black. You get what I'm saying? But anyway, just traces in terms of like just history, like where he came from, Egypt, all of that.
Yeah.
You feel me? They all pointed towards like a certain thing. And if you just think about like the study of humans and like their origins and stuff like that, you'll know the color white, you know, that comes from people separating. Like once upon a time.
Oh yeah, it came from Africa, and then
like once upon a time,
yeah.
like, you feel me? Once upon a time, it's like people separated.
Right.
But man was black.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
And the different climates changed the appearance
color. Right.
of man. But so it's deep, and it has a rich history. And
Wow.
yeah, but you really, really, really will appreciate it more. At least for me personally, was when I went to Makkah. Like when I went,
Yeah.
like, you feel me? It was like mind-boggling.
Capital of Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. So that's like where the
Well, actually, Riyadh is the capital, but Mecca is the capital, like the home of God, God's home. The Kaaba.
So that's where the Kaaba is.
Yeah.
You know what that
Yeah,
is?
the cube. Yeah.
Right. So that's what we pray towards.
Yeah.
But it's crazy seeing so many people from all over the world.
Yeah.
Like, dude, like it's crazy just worshiping the same God, performing the same way.
Right.
Did you go for Hajj or Umrah?
Umrah.
Umrah. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Man.
I went in November. Yeah, dude. It was
That's
crazy,
awesome,
bro.
yeah.
Like, you feel me? Like, it was crazy. Like,
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter where you're from. You see the shortest of people, the tallest of people,
Yeah.
the darkest of people, the widest of people, the Asians, everything.
Yeah.
You feel me? I met a dude, like, I don't know where he was from, but like, he's like from Ubergian? I don't know, some country I've never heard of. That's my point.
Yeah.
You feel me? So like it's very crazy. So to me, it's like the religion that's the most diverse. You know, it's the religion that's most diverse. You feel me? Like, doesn't matter who you are, where you come from, one God.
Mm.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just crazy.
Oh.
Yeah, no,
was-
I mean,
yeah.
we can go on and on. No, but
Yeah.
I need to
We can
pull
go
up
forever.
the explanation for like the prophet Moses, of like how he was a black man. Bro, cuz dude, when
Yeah.
that sheikh, I guess I can call him, like, explained it, I was like, bro, that is crazy. Because it makes sense, obviously, but it's like you don't think about it. But it was the fact that he mentioned it in terms of the Quran.
Mm.
That's what got me. Because like, if you just say something loosely, I'm not gonna believe you unless it's actually in the book.
Yeah.
You feel me? But it's the way he used that to justify what he said and everything. I was like, yo, that is crazy.
So okay, and it's interpretation then.
Yeah. So like, that is crazy. Yeah. Nah, it's
I gotcha.
crazy. And Moses, like, that was.
Yeah.
You guys believe in the Pharaoh? Like, is that in the book? I know for Christians it
Bible?
is.
Yeah.
What is it?
The Pharaoh.
The Pharaoh was the leader that persecuted
In Egypt?
Moses in Egypt.
Yeah, I think so. I'm not sure. Actually, I shouldn't say
Has
that.
to be,
I don't
right?
know.
Because that's
I
a
don't know.
universal story.
It is like the Red Sea and all
Okay.
that.
Yeah, the Red Sea. Yeah.
It has to be. Yeah, bro. Like, all of that, bro. I don't know. Like, I really enjoy learning more and more, you know, about like our religion, just because things just start to make sense. Like the scientific things. You get what I'm saying? 'Cause
Yeah.
the scientific things come after the book.
Right.
Like, there's things like, think about when the Quran was revealed. We just learned about it, or we just see it. Like, but it was said thousands of years, like 1,400 years ago,
Right.
and now it's discovered.
Now it's
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, the body of Pharaoh. Like, when I seen that, I was like, yo, that's crazy. Like,
What do you mean?
The body of Pharaoh?
Yeah.
You seen it?
No.
So the body of Pharaoh in the Quran, it's a warning for us,
Okay.
right? Like, his body is like preserved.
Mm.
Really?
Oh yeah, you never seen it?
Never seen it. Okay.
Well, yeah, it's in the pyramids. He's the bodies of the pharaohs, right?
Oh, Pharaoh.
Yeah, Pharaoh.
Oh,
Egypt,
sorry.
yeah.
I'm hearing feral.
No,
Pharaoh.
And I was like,
Pharrell Williams.
No. Pharaoh's like a bad
Pharaoh.
person, like a feral person. Like
Well, the pharaoh was a terrible
Yeah, he
person.
was a
but
terrible
yeah.
okay, but
The
what,
pharaohs
which
of
pharaoh?
Egypt.
Yeah, I did
Pharaoh.
see this. Sorry, I did see this. Yeah, but there were a lot of pharaohs of Egypt.
Yeah,
Well,
'cause that's
he is
just
the pharaoh.
yeah, but we're talking about the pharaoh that persecuted Moses.
Okay.
Pharaoh, I think if pharaoh is the word used
Wait,
to describe a king or queen, right? That's what.
But yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess in a sense.
I don't know the name. There's
But
probably a
didn't they-
name to
yeah.
this guy.
The one that
but we don't
they
know.
just wasn't it King Tut that they just discovered his
Pharaoh,
body?
I don't know.
He's the one, King Tut. No, I thought he was
No.
more
So,
recent than that.
His
Oh,
name is Pharaoh,
Pharaoh.
in the-
Okay.
But that just translates to pharaoh.
but it's Pharaoh.
Yeah,
So
in
that's what I'm saying.
English.
Like,
Okay,
I don't
no.
know exactly what.
Yeah, I got no. That I have no idea. Huh.
But yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot to unpack there. I think
Yeah.
that's a good note. Unless you want to say something more.
Oh
We
no,
can keep on going forever.
I just
Yeah.
wanted to
Yeah.
show what's his name? Matt
Uh,
Musab bin Walid. I didn't even know that.
That was his name.
yeah.
Yeah.
Musa bin Walid.
No, Musab.
Musab
Musab
bin
Bin
Walid.
Walid.
bin Walid.
This is a pharaoh's name.
That's what it says.
Really?
Which obviously he had to have a name, but yeah, I mean, he was a really powerful person.
Hmm.
Have you ever heard like about the way he died or whatever?
No.
Really? Yeah. Maybe that should be for another day.
Yeah.
He's very egotistical.
Yeah, very
egotistical. That's the whole
egotistical.
thing.
Every single boy
Yeah.
that was born, like he killed them. Like,
Oh, really?
yeah. I don't. How do you say it in English? Like people that see. I don't know what it's called. People that look into the future.
Oh, yeah. A
Psychic.
No, it's a. I know what you're talking about. It's like basically a third eye. It's like a third eye where you can see things before they happen. Is that what you're
Like
meaning?
visions. I don't know.
There's certain people that can foresee things.
Yes. Yes.
I definitely believe in that. Yeah.
God willing, of course. Not all people.
It's
Yeah,
through
yeah.
God though. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, it was told to him because he was so powerful
Yeah.
that like someone is gonna come like take over like this empire. Like
Hmm.
you feel me? So like
Oh, so he was able to see something.
so that's why his mindset was okay. Let me go ahead and kill every boy
Yeah.
that's born. You feel me?
Oh, so they can't take over his empire.
That's the miracle of the prophet Moses, because that's when the prophet Moses was born.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And the prophet Moses grew up with the Pharaoh.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he grew up with the Pharaoh. And the Pharaoh didn't know he was a prophet. He had no idea. Like, he had no idea he was a
So
prophet.
why'd he keep him around? Why didn't he?
He kept him. He started to see the signs, actually. He started to
Okay.
see the signs, right?
So it was before Moses that he was killing all the boys, and then Moses was born.
It was during.
Oh, it was
like,
during?
Moses was born into that.
So why didn't he kill Moses? Why did he kill everybody else but Moses?
Oh, that's the miracle of Moses. So,
gotcha. Okay.
pretty much, long story short,
Yeah.
they heard about Moses being born. They not that he had a name at that point. Like,
Okay,
you feel me?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
oh, this is Moses. But like, they went. You feel me? And the miracle of Moses is his mother put him in a, how do you say it? Like a pot. Loosely
Okay.
speaking, you feel me? That was cooking, because she had nowhere to hide him, like at all,
Gotcha.
at all.
Yeah.
Similar to the prophet Abraham, when they threw him into the fire, right? And God didn't allow him to get burned. You feel me?
Oh wow.
You feel me? So it was the same thing. Like he was fine or whatever, but they knew, like, you feel me? Like his mom was like inspired or whatever, had to,
Mm-hmm.
you feel me, let go of Moses.
Gotcha.
So basically, Moses was let go into the sea, like in a basket or whatever, and
Yeah.
he landed at the palace of the Pharaoh.
Mm.
Now, when he got to the palace of the Pharaoh, Moses' wife, Asiya,
Okay.
Islamically, she is one of the greatest women to ever live. Like,
Okay.
So she convinced him to let them take this baby in, because there's no prophet that's ever born except that they are beautiful. Like, beautiful. Like, you feel me? Like, we can think we're handsome, but they're beautiful.
Okay.
Like, they're beautiful. So anyway,
Bro, yeah.
yeah,
Physically speaking, or just like as a
beautiful appearance
As a being.
Like,
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
they're
gotcha.
beautiful.
Got it.
So,
Like
yeah.
as Yusuf is one of the examples, right? Like he was.
Yusuf is after the Prophet Muhammad
So-
sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Mhm.
The Quran even talks about it, like his beauty.
yeah.
But
Like it addresses like how he had he had to actively like stay away from women because like women.
Yeah, like women were trying to like. It's,
Really?
Yeah.
But
He secluded himself. Like he literally put him in self-imposed exile, right?
Yeah,
Almost.
it was. Bro, his story.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Moses
Wow.
obviously was beautiful, and what is it? Pharaoh's wife, Asiya, did not have any children at all. Imagine being married to like such a disgraced man or whatever.
Yeah.
I think that's God's plan, also because like they had no children. You
Yeah.
feel me? Like, how can the greatest, like one of the greatest women, and the worst man even have a child? Whatever. Anyway,
Okay.
so they accepted Moses or whatever. Now the miracle of Moses is this: he was a baby that had to be breastfed. He had to be weaned, but he's a prophet, right? The prophet can't just suck on any woman's, like not any woman can just breastfeed him.
Okay.
The Pharaoh called I don't know, I mean, if you're going to use it in today's term, I have to speak about it modernly, a PSA basically, for like all the women to line up.
Oh.
And yeah, so for all the women to line up, and whoever, because anytime Moses would like try to like wean,
Yeah.
right? He, like anytime someone tried to like breastfeed him, like he
Yeah.
would refuse, like, you feel me? So he called a PSA. He called a PSA for like all the women to come or whatever, and whoever was able to breastfeed him,
Yeah.
like they would give them like a spot in the palace or whatever, just to
Okay.
be able to breastfeed him or whatever.
Yeah.
So Moses' mom heard about this. She was there. So think about it like a whole line. This woman tries, no. This woman tries. Then it's time for Moses' mom, whatever.
Yeah.
She offers it to Moses, and he accepts.
Right.
A miracle of God,
Yeah.
right? So she was like, in that palace with him, as well and everything. But yeah, he grew up. He started to have signs or whatever, because you know how the prophet Moses, he had a speech impediment. He had a speech impediment. Like if you like in the Quran, I don't know if it's chapter 20 or 22, like when God is commanding him to go speak to the Pharaoh to warn him, like pretty much against his like criminal behavior and stuff like that. He says to him like, Rabbi sikhli sadri wa yassirli amri wakhlul uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. He's basically like, he's telling him he's asking God like to make his speech clear for him.
Oh, okay.
This is that. Now the story behind that of why he had a speech impediment is because they started to see his signs. If you're a prophet, you're gonna show signs, right? You're not just a normal human. So the Pharaoh realized that. Like one day, basically, he was trying to like play with the baby, like as you would play with any baby, but like he just wasn't budging. Like Moses was not budging. Like,
Okay.
So basically, like he wanted to like check this baby because he could see the sign in this. Mind you, this is someone who was killing every single boy because what? Being afraid of being overthrown. Right. So like all of this, like you feel me? He decided to test him because like this baby is like showing signs. So he wanted to see like, is this like baby smart or like what's going on here, kind of a thing. So the thing with that was they put a date in fire.
Okay.
Like a fire, right? And then he allowed the baby to crawl.
Yeah.
And his thought process was, if this baby crawls
Yeah.
to the date, then he's smart. Like, he's smart, like his baby.
Okay.
But if this baby decides to go to the fire, then no, this baby is just a baby. Because he doesn't know.
So he went to the fire.
He went to the fire. And that's what created his speech impediment.
He was like, I'm fine. This dude's not.
Yeah, that was God's will.
He's
like,
not him, and then
he
turned out to be him. Yeah.
So then he continued and continued and continued, and
testing him.
Pretty much. Anyway, so
Okay.
yeah.
Wow. So God protected him through those stupid tests.
all of that.
Wow.
Through all of that, and the story of the Red Sea, pretty much, when the Pharaoh was chasing Moses and his like followers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's like, for example, I'm running, right?
Okay.
I'm running, and you're behind me.
Yeah.
I have nowhere else to go. I'm at that wall, but that wall is the sea. Moses had nowhere else to go.
Just went through.
His weapon, or like I don't know what to call it, but like basically like his arm or whatever.
Yeah.
Like that was given to him by God that had the power or whatever. He hit the sea with that and split the sea. God split the sea for him and his followers to proceed. to go through. The Pharaoh,
Yeah.
his mindset is like, okay, they're all going through. I'm gonna chase them, whatever. Like he sees this unfolding,
Right.
and him and his followers. Like I remember, like actually watching like the little like tune of it or whatever, and he's following it and whatever. And as soon as he is like, like going about it or whatever, God drowns him.
The Pharaoh.
Yeah.
Mm.
God drowns him. And as he's drowning,
Yeah.
he tries to say La ilaha illallah, which is mean like, there is no God but God. Because God promises, and he knows that whoever dies upon that
Yeah.
goes straight to heaven. As a Muslim, like
I gotcha.
whoever says that, dies upon that, goes straight to heaven. God didn't let him finish that. Like that wasn't his last word.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like his last word was like similar to like saying like there is. He said something about Bani Israel. There's no God, but something like he was basically talking about himself because like he felt like he was so powerful.
The Pharaoh.
Yeah, the Pharaoh. He felt like he was so powerful, like like on God's level type of powerful. That's how like bad he was. Like literally. So like,
oh wow.
So in the Quran, basically he is a reference as a warning. Like it's literally so like God literally says like in there, pretty much like use him as a warning, and that his body is preserved. And then later on, I don't know how long ago this was, when people started to like study the origin of like this mummy, how it's preserved and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They realized like, yeah, this is due to drowning and stuff like that. They started to match it with the Quran. Like, you feel me?
Okay.
So yeah, no, like a lot of these miracles, bro, like it's crazy, bro.
It's wild.
That is wild.
It's nuts, bro. Like it's nuts.
Religion is so interesting, especially because it's a study of history.
Yeah.
In a sense.
Dude, literally, bro. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's insane, like for sure.
On that note, I think that's a good note to end the podcast. This has been our longest podcast.
Yeah, I think so.
Bro, no way.
Guess how many?
You guys are gonna edit this though, at least.
No. It's unfiltered. Every
Really?
podcast.
Yeah.
This would be so funny, like down the line, like years later. Oh my goodness.
This has been over 3 hours, by the way.
Over
No
3?
way.
Yeah, 3 hours.
What time is it?
7:30.
Wow.
Yeah, found by fast.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
7:30.
That is crazy.
Yeah. Almost 7:30. Yeah.
All right.
Hey, it's been real, bro.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Mr. Mo.
It's
Appreciate
been
it.
real, my guy.
Yes, sir.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
Dude, we talked about so much.
We
I
did.
know.
We talked about a lot. We talked about everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
All right.
Oh,
See you on the next one. Oh, 7:30 or 7:20.
God, I just want to really find this. Oh, okay. This is the verse. This is the verse in Surah An-Naml. God tells him, and put your hand